Transition.
And now I need to do the audio test, as always.
Audio test.
Gonna quickly pop in my headphones and listen to us.
And listen, we shall be doing. Uh, you're a little bit soft in comparison to me.
You say I'm a little bit soft. Okay, let me just boost that here. This should do the trick.
And listening, testing.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
You're still a little bit quieter than me.
Yeah, I'm quickly listening to the stream myself so I can have a quick like. I've got like 1, 2 ears. Okie dokes. Okay, so my mic is over here. I am going to boost myself a little bit. Pop my gain there and put this up a bit. Okay, the second run. The second quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
I have to have my own voice in there to be able to compare. So I'm going to say some random stuff. I think that we're about the same level now.
Yeah, about. I'm gonna testing this as well again.
Testing.
Okay, that gain is a bit much. I'm gonna push that gain back a bit. And then
Nocturne. Sorry, that's one of the genres
okay, the
of
third time. The
Dominion
quick brown fox
card.
jumps over the lazy dog. Oh, this is such wonderful content. Cool, that sounds relatively okay.
Yeah, sounds good now. Bam, 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 ba-dam.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so obviously this isn't a professional setup, and compression on the internet does a number on any microphone that needs to run, so I just need to actually talk and not mumble into the microphone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um,
Mumbling.
yeah, at some point you actually have to open your mouth and speak. You can't just expect the microphone to read your mind. Um, oh dear lord, no, no, oh no, no, no.
Adventures. Caravan Guard.
No!
Rise.
Okay, well, thank you to anyone that's been like signing in early. But anyways, so you said a little bit of Dominion, right?
Yes, and I've just been checking out the cards. There's some real interesting ones, and there are layers and levels to this that, like the entire alchemy cards section has a little like alchemy bottle in the corner where the cost of the card would normally be. I mean, some of them have costs as well, but some of them only
Yeah.
have an alchemy bottle in the corner, and I'm just like, this alchemy mechanic implies an entire like essentially money system. Like it introduces another form of wealth in the form of
In the lore or in the mechanics?
in the mechanics.
Okay. Are you gonna host the table or should I?
I'm happy to host a table. The website's changed so much. How do I do that? Tables.
I'll change the
Create a
website
table.
again.
I think I've done it. I've created a table. I think it's a purely open table, so you just need to look for me. I
Okay,
think
hang
that
on. I'm joining you. No such table. There we go. Ah, I
there
open
you
up.
are. There you are.
Okay, yeah.
Yay!
This
I'm
panel on
ready.
the left hand side is now a little bit updated, but it's good. It's not nothing, not bad. I'm gonna just get ready. Right. So there's something I want to talk about real briefly. Is um one of my online idols or heroes or
Mm.
fandoms I like is the Black Pants Legion,
Mm.
and if I can have a drop of the passion they have for what they do, man, it's awesome. Anyway, so do you know who the Black Pants Legion are?
I've heard you talk of them before, but I don't know them very well, no.
So that's not super important for what I want to talk about, but yeah. Um, anyone's interested that might be listening to this at a later time, the just on YouTube, Google text the text talks BattleTech, like TEX talks BattleTech, and you'll find the Black Pants Legion content. Um, excuse me, I'm gonna play all my coppers and then
What, you
cancel.
want copper?
Oh, okay, no, but is there something like a library? Yes. I need action multipliers, so Harbinger is probably the best bet early game. Anyway, um, so they run a podcast, which is just a BBL
Mm.
podcast, where it's
Mm.
Tex and his right hand dude, kind of like me and
Mm.
you, where I'm the right hand dude, I guess. And then the they
You
just,
could be the left-hand dude if you want to be.
I don't want to be a lieutenant. That word fucks me over, lieutenant. Anyway, so they run a podcast, but the way they do their podcast, the way they approach their hobby, it, I'm not gonna lie, the way they approach their hobby and what they do is
Mm.
definitely an inspiration and for how I like make let's call it moral or at least guidance decisions on the club,
Mm.
on the Gilded Rose, which is what the club that this stream is connected to. So
Mm.
um, they don't they don't want to, what they refer to essentially as kind of, I think not they, but I'm going to paraphrase a lot here. So the way they explain it and the way I'm paraphrasing it is they don't really want to shill. They don't want to go
Mm.
out and create caps and tell, oh, buy the caps and support my merch.
Mm.
They want to avoid that type of thing. They are going to go out of the way to make cool stuff they want to see.
Mm.
If you like that, then give them a buck. Period.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm.
They prefer the Patreon way of doing things, no, and both in concept and in the service.
Mm.
Whereas they prefer to just be passionate about something and then put themselves out there and to hope to find other people that are passionate about it, and the money is there just to keep the thing going, which is what
Oh.
my goal is of the club. They're not in it to get rich. They all have got day jobs. This is just something to do as a passion project. But
Mm.
thanks to their efforts, the passion project floats itself.
Mm.
Um, so they do really really cool things. But anyway, um, is this mouse dying? Sorry. Yes, I've got a ball on my mouse. Bite me.
Mouse, mouse, mouse. Squeak.
Balls,
Go
no.
for the eyes, mouse.
Go for the eyes, mouse. Donk. Ah, what is that? That's the ball. Singular. Anyway,
No, 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 no. We're not going to bring up balls now.
ankle ball. I was forgot what I was gonna do now. Oh yes, I'm going to. I don't really want to buy anything. This is a crap hand. Buying another
That's the
copper.
problem with getting like our hands were reversed. You got 5 coppers first turn. I got 2 coppers first turn,
Mm,
but that means that I have 5 coppers this turn. And the problem with 2 coppers is unless you want to buy an estate, which is gonna be dead weight right at the start because it's gonna muddle up your drawing power, or another copper, you kind of don't have much choice in the particular draw we have set up here, in the kingdom state we have set up here.
yeah.
Okay, but here's my 5 coppers. I've laid them down. I am going to get a bandit.
So, oh, ouch. This is really painful. Anyways,
What did you just do?
no, okay. So I've had a tough week at work. I'll carry on with my story of Black Pants Legion in a second, but I've had a
Mm-hmm.
tough week at work, and one of the ticks I have to stop from. I don't bite my nails, but
Mm.
one of the ticks I have. I'm not saying I do other things. Don't worry. I bite my toenails. No. I nibble. I basically bite on the side of my left index finger.
Oh.
So it's an old. So I've got a callus there. And
Mm.
when I start getting stressed again, I start rubbing the area and pressing it with my nail and biting into it. So I've got this
Mm.
welt forming again.
Mm.
Okay, I've got enough money to buy a harbinger. Well, can use a harbinger. That's a card, and if you discard pump, okay, can I put one card in my hand? Okay, anyways, fair enough. Up to 3. Oh, I can actually buy something that might be useful. Vassal. Vassal merchant. But there's no way to really get silver, so I'm just gonna increase my silver for now. So anyway, so with the Black Man's Legion thing was that I want to bring your attention to, because I do have a point. I do promise.
Mm.
Is that they do a podcast, but the podcast, I love it. There's no intro, there's no
Mm.
outro, there's
Mm.
no bullshit. It's them talking about
You
what
mean
they
just
want to.
bullshit?
Well, they're just bullshit. It's just them talking about what they want to talk about, having fun with it, and it ends. They don't sell.
Mm.
They don't sell loot crates. They don't sell. I don't know, fish away box deliveries of food. They don't sell mental health kits. It's just the content you're there, and it's like it's decent.
Mm. Mm.
It's like it's got the same feel, right, as Distractable
Mm.
at this point for me.
Ah, yes, yes.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so you can actually send them the voice notes because it seems they publish through Anchor,
Mm.
and I need to do some bit of digging, but we should be able to release our, our the audio of our cast through Anchor.
Mm.
So I'm gonna set that up tonight and see how that goes
Mm.
after the stream.
Interesting. No, my thoughts. Um, Obviously, we joked about on Wednesday. We spoke about um, a campaign setting whereby
Oh
essentially
yeah.
you're living in a like a post-apocalyptic world where the demons of hell or the demons, devils, whichever you prefer, have actually like conquered the world, or like there's a fiendish plague overthrowing generic world A. What sets generic world apart from other generic worlds is that it's almost actually I likened it in my mind. I didn't mention it in the car ride when we were discussing it, but I likened it to essentially needing to like being on an ocean and having islands in an ocean,
Mhm.
whereby if you leave the safety of like the little holy bubble that your sanctified, like your sacred site, your little island of holiness, of safety, if you leave that bubble and go
Mhm.
a sailing in the fiendish ocean, you you are likely to become possessed or some other variant of terrible affliction that will befall you. And so what sparked the discussion was us driving past a building that is the housing complex for one of the cell providers here in Bloemfontein, where we
Oh
hail from.
yeah. Oh yes, the MTN building.
And then we were joking about how you'd have to like have a subscription service for like blessings, like a holy protection that you have to take with you as you like step out of your island of safety, as you go past the borders of the town and into the possessed zone, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's what I thought we'd talk about, but I haven't come up with anything beyond the initial concept for it. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I'm just also listening to audio levels. I've got some ideas actually with that. Um,
Uh huh.
okay, the audio levels sound
Ideas.
fine. Sorry, just double checking them audio levels. Right, sorry, because I had to transition the stream over. I wasn't actually showing the game we were playing. So
Oh, yeah.
so to give you, I just want to mention again that building really does look freaking ominous. It's this
Yes, at night.
square
Yes.
squat 2-story building on the main street in Bloemfontein that has been renovated almost every year since it existed, and currently there's the cell phone provider MTN that you mentioned, it's there, but they've got this edge lighting, almost like gamer edge lighting on the edges of the building, just inside the edges. That's just pure fluorescent white.
And the building's white too.
Yeah, and the building's white too. But now in the darkness, there's no logos or branding. So
Yeah,
if you
there's
drive,
no lit up logos and brands.
yeah,
So
so as you drive
it's
past,
just this outlined building.
it's just this outline of a building. It seems like a techno church of some sort.
Techno church is a good way to put it.
Anyway, so I need to buy
Praise
something.
be to our Lord, the silicon chip.
The silicon chip. Um, Hoppinger then. Okay, so
Harbinger.
I like the idea. There's before we carry on, we kind of related because it's like cell phone towers and safety and a world where things and post-apocalypse. There's a fun
Mm.
story from South Africa actually. Well, I call it fun because I'm not there. Let me just find the article for you. Basic, basically, it's in case it ends somewhere.
Mm.
There's a small town, and it is a small town that has been their cell tower, their Vodacom cell tower went out, specifically Vodacom.
Mm.
So the Vodacom signal goes out, and this tower is down.
Mm.
But Vodacom can't get ye tower.
Oh no.
The reason Vodacom can't get ye tower is because
Uh,
the land the tower is situated on is
mm.
currently under legal dispute between two parties. So,
Oh.
so nobody knows who's got the permission to give them access to the to Getty Tower. So
Oh no.
everyone there is like blaming Vodacom, but Vodacom can't do anything about it because
Oh
well,
no.
it's not their property. It's definitely
That could be one of the quests in our made up world. You have to go to one of the holy sites. We need to think of a better name than holy sites. I don't know. I just feel like it needs a better name. But anyways, you need to go to one of the holy sites, and they've like
Crucible.
gone dark. You, a crucible is a thing that you smelt stuff in.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
no.
a holy crucible is a thing as well. It's like you've been purified by flame and gone through the. Anyways, no. The let's call them islands for now. I really like the mental visual of them being islands in this sea of evil.
Well,
Um,
to be fair though, this exact same kind of idea, not exact, but the same
mm,
same sort of feeling at least, is what the entire Metro series is kind of built on as well.
Metro. I'm
Uh,
not familiar with this series.
okay, so a brief about it is that the world's gone to shit, the apocalypse has happened, and for whatever reason there are these new apex predators on the surface of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially explained as these demonic like rifts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've never completely finished it myself, and there is a book about it, but the
Mm.
story is actually like a Russian. It's from told from a Russian point of view. So basically, you're playing these. You're part of the society of underground Russia, where
Mm.
people went underground and they're living in the underground like Russian railways.
Mm.
Um, and you you go from outpost to outpost, and everything in between is just toxic and
Mm.
alien. And so
Yeah, no, it's
having
definitely not a new concept. The like islands of safety and
mhm.
everything in between is
No,
very, very,
obviously
very
not. But I mean,
dangerous.
I'm just saying there are some similarities, but it's not a bad thing. I mean, it
But yeah,
means
I
there's
like
something to build on.
it it's a sort of I've been playing a lot of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and it's a lot of fun for me at least. And I like the world wound, but it doesn't feel any more dangerous than Kingmaker did. Like
Oh,
in terms of the kingdom management, like it's crusade management, but it's the same concept. Maybe a little more focused on the little. You have little mini combats, little how would you call them? Like war simulator combats. You have
skirmishes.
little. No, yes, there's skirmishes, but they're. I really don't know how to describe them because I know there's words and they're not coming to me. It's wargaming.
Okay,
It's or like it's troop management. It's
it's a strategy
uh
game, yes.
um not very heavy on strategy. It's but anyways, the point is
Campaigning.
the yeah the major difference between the overworld kingdom like management in
Yeah.
Kingmaker and the overworld kingdom management in Wrath of the Righteous is that you have these combats that like have supposedly hundreds of troops involved. But like a unit of 100 troops of the same kind is represented by one little thing on the board.
Yeah, that's a strategy game.
Yes, and so but the thing is, they don't feel any more
Dangerous.
dangerous.
When it
At
comes down
least
to the
not.
tactical side, when you're running around with your own crew.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't feel like there's armies of demons out there. Um, and then not in a bad way. I mean, it would be. I kind of. I'm glad for that. I would find it overwhelming to like every time I go to an area to do a to solve whatever quest I'm on. If like 100 demons was in the way every single time, it would
Um,
become boring.
yeah, well, to be fair though, that if you're also yes, King Jason, I'm also very happy it's weekend. Um, to be fair, there is where was I with this? The there's always a light bit of strategy in a game like Kingmaker is nice, but if you but I mean the game for full on strategy of what you're talking about now is man, what was it? Total War Warhammer,
Hmm.
which is that it's thousands of demons marching on thousands of orcs and goblins and
Hmm.
thousands of humans and elves, and it's massive, and
Hmm.
there there is no self, there is only war. But I mean, the entire idea behind a fun adventure story is not the war, but the small specialized group that does the thing behind the scenes and in the cracks.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, back to the sort of like the island idea is that some random Spitfire ideas would be that uh, that the island, whatever's whatever's going to happen is I like the idea that it's not a miasma, it's not unseen, it's a physical threat. There's yeah, you go
Hmm.
outside for too long, something's gonna come find you. I
Hmm.
need to buy something. I need to buy silver. There we go. Something's gonna come find you. So
Hmm.
it's like the world wound. It's like Bator has opened up onto the material plane,
Yes.
and we've got a dimension rifting into ours. Now
Hmm.
the the thing is, it's happening. There's no everyone's kind of just accepted it. It's kind of happening.
And it started happening when you walked by. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yes, carry on.
So the idea would be, I like the idea that it's something visible. It's not, for example, Death Stranding, a rain that ages you quickly,
Hmm.
or a miasma or radiation. It's a physical thing that comes and attacks you, but
Hmm.
they're deadly and they're disturbing. Um, the Another example of this would be then what I want to kind of talk about is like what makes it safe? What makes the island safe? Now,
Hmm.
before we continue, how do you know a little bit about the? I think I've told you before, but it's been a while. Do you know a bit about the lore of Kingdom Death?
Kingdom Death. The name sounds familiar, but
It's a
I
very
know.
expensive board game.
Ah. No, I have not. I'm not familiar with the lore.
So, ooh yes, trash this and give me a. Oh, that's useless. Oh well, not completely anyway. Auto select treasures and then buy a silver. So Kingdom Death is this very, very, very expensive board game. Very, very detailed
Mm-hmm.
miniatures, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The the yes, Jason. Um, so the
Nothing much. What's up with you? Sorry, I'm just responding.
trash. No, no, it's fine. Automate treasures. I'm getting a nice
Got him.
machine here.
Got him good.
So brain, come on. Doing two things at once right now. Okay. So with the Kingdom Death, I think there's a key difference between what you and I are trying to build in Kingdom Death. But let me explain Kingdom Death. Kingdom Death, you wake
Mm-hmm.
up. You wake up.
Yes.
There's this weird thing that aging happens relatively quickly, like
Mm-hmm.
not in seconds, but like years go by a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So people reach maturity physically and mentally quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of wishy-washy. They don't really, I think, in detail explain it. But I never read the detailed lore. Um, Warcrafting will. um, the thing is though that you wake up in this world where there's no light. There is no
Oh.
sun.
Oh.
The only light when you wake up is a lantern that you have with you, and this is like a little ornate lantern.
Oh. Okay.
And then
Yes.
what
Okay.
happens is you wander around, and and the entire surface of this plane of existence, whatever, they kind of suggest it's a planet, but thinking of it as a
Mm.
random dimension or something is probably a bit easier. Anyway, the entire surface of this is just covered in these stone faces that stare to the sky. You
Oh.
realize later there's this funky creature that actually eats the stone. There's something on the stone it eats, and its mouth actually carves these faces, which is just freaky and weird. But anyway,
Oh.
yeah, that's the game is very Lovecraftian in that regard. But anyway, so what happens is the core of the game is that
Mm.
the board game starts essentially when I think 5 or 6 wandering survivors, they call them just survivors, meet
Mm-hmm.
each other. Now
Mm.
you've got language and you've got skills, but you don't know why you're here or how you got to be here or what's happening, and you just need to survive. And then as you band together, all you have, each one of you has, is a bone knife and a loincloth, if you're that lucky. And then you need to then the game then runs in 2 phases constantly. There's essentially the phase where you build and maintain your camp, and then there is the phase where you go out into the darkness to hunt, because there
Mm.
are creatures out there and you can hunt them, and you literally dissect entire creatures like monsters like lions and stuff to get pelt and bone to build your first resources, and then later on you get things like metal and so forth and so on. So it's a very brutal survival game,
Mm.
but it's built around these safe spaces, and these safe spaces are when a group of survivors get together. They
Mm.
when they get together, they pile their lanterns that they were basically quote unquote born with together,
Mm.
and they create a lantern pyre or a lantern pile. I can't remember if it's a pyre or a pile in the text, but they create
Ah.
this, and then that gives enough light that they feel safe enough to make a camp. Um,
Oh wow.
and then there's this part of the lore that's kind of cool is that there is actually some of the quote unquote monsters you fight
Mm.
are other ex survivors which have gone
Oh.
mad and became horrible, horrific things. The one is the
This
butcher.
game sounds metal. I want to play it.
It is metal as fuck. It's brutal though. It's if you think our meat grinders in December is brutal, Kingdom Death is worse. Um, yo, and the Kingdom Death has got and there's no DM, but there's a very detailed AI that runs the monsters.
Mm.
But
Mm.
dying is so easy.
Oh lord.
Yeah, or the worse than dying is getting badly wounded that that you're ineffective in a fight, and then the group turns you into a breeding person. So you're
Oh
either
lord.
yeah, because you actually have to choose who sleeps together to see who gets a child.
Oh
The
wow.
game is
Okay, this is
very
very detailed and
it's very
very
detailed.
explicit.
It's
Oh
very
wow.
explicit, and there's actually with every birth you roll, you've got a chance of birthing the Messiah, which
Oh wow.
which is
Okay.
it sounds big, but all the Messiah is it's a character sheet that have that essentially gets to choose some of its starting stats.
Oh wow.
And to give you an
Yeah, that
example,
makes you a messiah.
and you when
Oh lord.
you don't level up normally, your character's age. So there comes literally, no matter how OP your character is, at some point they're too old to go out into the world, and you have to retire them.
Oh wow.
So there's this, and everyone has multiple character sheets, and you're running around, and so yeah, it's and there's always a chance that after coitus, after two
Uh-huh.
characters sleep, there's a slim chance that two characters completely get lost in each other and they just flee into the darkness out of madness.
Why?
It's Kingdom Death. I don't know. It's
Okay.
the
I
game
want to
makes.
play this game.
I'll talk to
I
Mario
don't know
soon.
what that says about me, but I want to play this game.
Oh, and there's a lot of tits and a lot of nudity. It,
Okay, that I'm less interested in, but fair enough.
yeah, but
Um.
part of that is because literally you don't have a lot of armor to start with, at all, like clothing.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
But my point is here is like,
This completely overshadows the other topic I was gonna discuss because I kind of ran out of concepts for our like um demon infested like continent with holy sites, um holy
So,
pockets.
so I wanted to mention that for me,
Mm,
the mood for Kingdom Death is kind of what I think would be nice, at least for what we're trying to
mm,
build. That darkness and that the dread and the literal not
mm,
having. There are resources out there, but just to give you an idea, you go out as four adventurers in Kingdom Death, literally bargaining that half of you will return.
oh wow.
And if three come back, you celebrate. You legitimately celebrate. You go, yeah, we're holding a festival. Fuck this.
Oh wow.
Um, it is that brutal. So what I was going to say is the difference between that and what I think you and I are creating is, and I'm going out on a limb here, but it's drank too fast and it hunters burping. Anyway, so what we're trying to create is that I think our version of this idea, the people have a history. It's not just a blank amnesia, black sky, nowhere to
Yeah,
go. There is
yeah.
still a world. You've got maps of the world. There's places that have been overrun, almost like the Mournlands in Eberron.
In Eberron, that is very much the concept I had, but I really want it to be. I don't want it to be feel morose in any way, but I don't want if I set a campaign in the story, I don't want it to be about
It needs to be,
rescuing the world.
yeah, no, no. It needs to be about
This world is basically this is you could almost replace. I know you want
it's a
them.
setting.
I know you want the danger to be physical threats,
Yeah.
but you could replace it with generic danger. Whenever you leave the safety of your house, and that generic danger is just natural by this point. There's no
Mm.
there's no two ways around
There's no
it.
there's no
It's
malice or anger. It is just dangerous.
yes. um but it's this concept of the requiring like a contract, because again it comes back to the cell
Yeah.
phone companies. You need this contract with whoever is providing the safety, like the church or whatever, and you like have this contract with the church, and you go out with your like holy cell phone, and it creates this bubble of safety as you travel around to complete like supply runs or what have you. Sorry, your holiness has run out. Please refund or please purchase a holy contract plan now. Oh no, oh no, if it runs out, I die.
This is a little bit like here's a random sticky idea, or just an idea. I don't know if it's sticky. Um, instead of El Terral, the one city being pulled into Avernus, the
Mm,
entirety of of like you basically pulled in hell. The entirety of the hell is actually it's hell that has the calamity, right? This other
mm.
domain, where it it's the core original domain of this of devils essentially, and the
Yes.
blood
So
war is
you.
going on, and then
Oh
suddenly the
yes.
larger part of the material plane has to crash somewhere. So the material plane stops existing and it just starts existing on Avernus. So
Yeah, just like
now
islands of cities appear in Avernus.
and now
But
Avernus,
Avernus isn't is too friendly for what I had in mind.
yeah, not true, but the reason I sort of just connected there real quick is because Avernus kind of tried to do something similar, but I don't. I think they scaled it back a lot in the official book.
Mm,
Reason being is the soul coins. Would basically
mm,
you can't really travel over vast distances on foot. And
mm.
traveling, you need to use these siege engines, and the siege engines run on souls, and souls are morally wrong to use. So yeah, it's the entire thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
But I mean, that's not a contract. If it runs out, you can still walk.
Yeah. No, I like I said, I don't want it to be morose or deliberately brutal. I want it to be that interaction
Then
of
what about
mm.
everywhere is safe, but the moment you leave town, you step into one of our meat grinder dungeons. To get anywhere, you need to go through one of those dungeons. It's just like a door on one side and a door on the other side, but you need to get through.
Oh no. But
or
no, but
or
then
the
you
safe
need.
spaces are the meat grinder dungeons.
Oh Lord. I don't want it to be deliberately mean. I just want I like the thought of the interaction of I need to like have this subscription. I need this supply. This predetermined supply. Like that's why I likened it to islands
Yeah.
in an ocean, and then you need to go um or like bubbles underwater, and then you need this oxygen, a supply of oxygen to travel from one bubble to another bubble.
Yeah.
And if your oxygen
Airlocking it.
runs out, you're dead.
So yeah, the one, you know, yeah, this can be colored in many ways. We just kind of had to agree on what type of theme we want to go with, because the original idea was this holy setting, but I mean we don't have to. But
Mm.
I mentioned that one of the reasons you have to pay for it with the, if we're going with the holy idea, one of the reasons you had
Mm.
to pay for it was because the it's not like it's not sort of a blessing you carry with you. It's
Mm.
that whatever you're facing is too strong. You essentially need someone looking out for you. You need someone in the temple back home praying specifically for you,
Mm.
and then essentially what happens is you pay, the church your subscription, and
Yeah.
they then assign someone, that maybe not the same person, maybe they've got like a schedule or something, but they then pay someone to consistently pray for you for the next 5 days. After, I
Mm.
mean, they don't know if you're there or not. They don't have the resources to do divination to figure out if you're there or not, unless you take the platinum package. But then essentially what happens is what we sort of theory crafted on Wednesday was then there's some one person constantly prays for you, and that is why it costs. And if they start praying for you, that holy aura goes away, and then things can either see you, or they can now harm you, or they can get to you, or you're shunted out of a safe space, or whatever.
Yeah, something.
That's
I
roughly the
it's
idea.
it I don't know. I like it, but like I say, I didn't have much thoughts beyond just the concept of the
Mm.
world,
So,
and that.
do you want it to
Mm,
be something that's otherworldly, or do you want it to be something more homegrown? In other words, do you want it to be a cataclysm, almost like of the main setting? For example, the Adventure Zone with
it can be.
McElroy's, they
It
had
can be.
they flooded
It
their
can.
world.
Yeah, it can be either. I want it to be ambiguous. I want it to be so natural by that point that whether it was caused by disaster or was always that way, no one knows. No one knows anymore.
It just
It's
is.
just it just is. And you are like in this dystopian society, you need to get from point A to B. And it's almost like you need to get to point A to B because you're like employed as the guy who fetches the food from like we grow, let's say we grow potatoes and they happen to have like cows that for some reason are still alive. If we want buttered potatoes, you need to go there, bring some potatoes, and come back with butter so that we both can have buttered potatoes. And I don't know, I know it's like currently very prevalent to have very very dark settings, and I don't fully want that. I just want a setting that's got really gritty environmental storytelling, but that also has this fun, almost gimmicky real
Well,
world analog.
yeah, Chult kind of is like that if you look at the existing content, because that isn't like, it's not dark. It's just a very dangerous, a very dangerous environment
Mm,
where the physical weather plays against you. They are wandering creatures, the creatures that are just that that aren't necessarily high in CR, but I mean they've got poisons and stuff that definitely affect you almost immediately. So there's stuff
mm,
like that. But I mean, Chult, I wouldn't say is I don't think that fits completely into the feel.
mm. But yeah, no, I will tell you that some other thought for some reason has been occupying my mind the last 2 days. And
Okay.
I don't know why, but I was sparked by the thoughts of 1D&D and the magic casting and the magic system in D&D in general, and I was like, I think one of the things that's lacking is magic in D&D is very powerful,
Yeah.
technically speaking.
Yes, yeah, it is.
it's very powerful, but it's also very inorganic almost. It's the way the magic casting rules work are very meta, like the concept of the spell slots and stuff are very meta. They can be flavored to be a little less meta, but currently they're very meta. And I
The
had
spells
this
themselves.
the spell slot system,
Oh, the spell slot system. Okay, yeah.
yes. And I was, but this wasn't really where my thoughts started. My thoughts just started with counterspell
Okay.
and how magic duels are basically just who can cast counterspell the most often.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought that's boring. How could I spice it up? And the thought that came to mind was you change counterspell from a third level into a cantrip, and then you change the conditions for countering a spell from you need to succeed a DC of 20 plus the spell level at all to counter a spell. So immediately off the bat, you can cast it as often as you like, but the chances of success, it might even need to increase beyond 20, but the chances of success are immediately a lot lower because to counter any other spell, whether it's even another cantrip, you need to roll a 20. And
Yeah.
that incentivizes a very high arcana modifier and like makes intelligence based classes very good at counterspell for that reason.
Uh-huh.
And that got me down a road of other thoughts of I really dislike silvery bobs, but it doesn't have to be a terrible
It's
spell.
always back to Silvery Bob. Yes, anyway, carry on.
What if silvery bobs isn't advantage, disadvantage advantage because it does both. It as a reaction, it does both. It grants disadvantage to something happening and advantage to another person doing something. And I was like, okay, wait. What if it's also a cantrip? It's still a reaction, a cantrip, and instead of disadvantage, advantage, it's a d4. You subtract a d4 from something happening as a reaction, and you give it to someone else as a reaction, as a cantrip. And I sat there and I went, that's very, very powerful as a cantrip, but not if you change the way the class spells work so that you have more cantrips, you like double cantrip progression, include lots and lots of cantrips. They're still, essentially very minor magics, just
Mm-hmm.
lots of minor magics.
Okay.
And you like halve the leveled spells and you make leveled spells a lot more powerful and you like
Okay.
really drive home the fact that leveled spells are harder to cast and are actually draining to cast. This is an entirely just a purely homebrew concept and
Mm-hmm.
based mostly around the concept of what a sort of wizarding world would look like with multiple people dueling each other in magic. And the idea I came up with is more minor magics and less major magics, and make the minor magics more complex and the major magics maybe simpler, but just straightforward, more powerful. Like you only get like a max ever three first level spells that you can cast, but you can get like 10 or 20 cantrips that you can cast. And they're
Yeah.
always available, but they're always minor magics. And then you can alter and interact with the world in these minor ways all the time. And it makes the world's magic feel more organic. But this was just an idea I had.
Yeah, the it sounds interesting. It's essentially overall of the magic, the core magic system.
Mm,
Um, Obviously it'll then be kind of be better if there are more like wizard spellcasters in your in the base
mm.
group. Um, yeah, I mean it sounds interesting. Um, Regarding the counterspell thing, it's yeah, I, I, I guess you can make things more complex to when it comes down to what is this now? Oh, you're banditing me. Wonderful. Um, I guess you can make things more complex.
Mm.
With regarding to counter spelling, but fundamentally, I don't usually have an issue with it. But because I mean, it is powerful. But I mean, it's meant
Mm.
to be powerful.
No, I don't have an issue with counterspell. Generally, most of the time, I don't really have an issue with it. My thought was about what if you wanted to run a magic duel in D&D 5th edition,
Uh huh.
it, a spellcaster versus a spellcaster. There isn't a lot of interactivity between spells in 5th edition.
No, there isn't. But I mean, part of the reason for that is back in the day when I, was locally doing way more teaching of fifth edition, a lot less playing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I mean, not saying I don't do teaching at all. Not the point. The point is that when we came to Magic, I would explain this, and there are core rules. Magic is there to be the exception to the rules. Um, and because Magic doesn't, each spell is essentially its own description. It's like a
Mm.
Magic the Gathering card where you need to read a card. But I would
Mm.
actually what 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 would actually be nice, right? To make things constructively more complex.
Mm.
Um, hey, yes, we wouldn't mind if you want to join in a game. You'll probably kill us both because we play casually. Um, someone wants to join our Dominion game.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I
We
think
just have to quit this
we'll
game then. Or
we'll. Well, can we finish this one first? Because I
yeah,
think I'm gonna win.
let's play let's play quickly. Yeah, join us. Um, we'll just quickly
The
finish this round.
I'm Arcanus. Yeah, there you are.
Oh,
Great.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
wonderful. Okay, we're almost done. So one of the things is though that where was I with this? Oh, um, the the magic in must I select something on your side?
No,
Not you.
I'm busy. Like,
The the magic in fifth edition D&D, for example, and that's not just D&D. Most systems like Pathfinder and Starfinder, which I play, the magic is each spell
mm-hmm,
is just solidly separately explained, and it's got its
mm-hmm,
own rules. And sometimes they've got their own little tables and mechanics and things like that.
mm-hmm,
And they are still bound usually by the action economy. And if it circumvents the action economy, it explains in detail where it steps in. But I
mm,
mean that is why you end up with errata and stuff like that. Right now, Magic the Gathering, because it's a card game, and each card needs to be in some more form or way unique or work on its own mechanics, kind of like spells, because that's what they are to an
mm,
extent. But they are way more interconnectable than normal fifth edition Magic. But I mean, they're also just a lot smaller. I mean, it's a little bit of
mm,
mana, that's a little task. The reason they're able to do that is um, they codify specific functions.
mm,
So, for example, obviously they don't have a three-dimensional world they need to jump around in. They've got a board of cards and an opponent, one opponent, maybe more. Um, so, ooh, nice. Yes, got some good stuff. Um, so one of the things that makes that work, what makes Magic the Gathering work, is that they're keywords. Their spells aren't just spells. Their spells
mm,
have specific keywords. For example, tutor is a keyword.
mm,
Um, what's his face? Discard is a keyword. You know, the block is a keyword. So all these
mm,
things are keywords that you have to slowly but surely learn as you play Magic the Gathering. So there's a learning curve. You need to play Magic the Gathering. It takes some
mm,
time. And not just the base mechanics. The cards can become a little bit complex. They are
mm,
luckily relatively well explained and quick to look up. So my point is this: if you want to make, if you essentially take um, like scour the Magic the Gathering library for
mm,
like offensive and defensive spells and rebuild the Magic system in fifth edition around less spells but more mechanics that are codified, if that makes sense.
mm,
So then now instead of you've got like that means that instead of a player just thumb sucking a spell and saying I need to push this spell by the DM, if, for example, our idiot sandwich spell,
Yes.
you need to sit with someone and theory craft it and think about it, and then you need to play test it to see if it balances or not. That'll kind of be unnecessary if you've got core mechanics of spells that work well and a system that says, cool, a level 1 spell uses two of these mechanics, a level 0 spell
Mm.
uses one of these mechanics.
Mm.
And then you've got a box of 30, 40, 50 mechanics, and
Mm.
then all you do is you just build from there. And that
Mm.
also allows you to do interrupts. For example, you
Mm.
can then have a mechanic that says, these are base mechanics, these are quick mechanics. Quick mechanics go before basic mechanics and stuff like that. And then the
Mm.
spells immediately then have interaction,
Mm.
if that makes sense to
I
you.
do agree. If you really, really, really want interaction between spells, you need to do a big overhaul. It was just a fun thought experiment,
Oh, yeah,
mostly,
definitely.
to just do a quick, like, what would it look like if I win? There we go. Uh, just get another card and then end the turn. There we go.
Sweet. And I get the trombone of sadness.
The trombone, sorry.
Hey, she's already there. Or they, I
Hey,
don't know.
awesome.
So just open
Uh,
a spot on the table.
where do I do that? The website's changed again.
Edit the table.
Befriend this user, then edit table. There we go, and then game options, show VIP counter, card pool level, respect cards,
We've never
select
actually hot joined someone.
kingdom. I think I need to load old game, clear selection. Well, I mean, even if we had done it before the website's changed, I'm going to leave the table and quickly go to player account. 3 people. There we go.
Cool. Right. Tables. New table. Tables.
And I've joined empty slot. Spectators. I'm a spectator now at something. Oh no, leave the table. All right.
Am I joining your game or?
New table. I'm creating a table. Does it have? Oh, that's how you do it. Add slot. There we go. I've got 3 slots, and you've filled one of them.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Sudzi has filled the third. Awesome.
Sadzi, are you South African or are you joining us from across the waters? We'll probably get a response soon.
USA.
USA, wonderful. Oh, good grief. Yeah, we play this for fun.
Yeah,
mostly.
purely just because it's easy to talk to each other while we play.
Cool. Right, let's go. Oh, good lord, Sudzi, you've brought extra cards to the table. It seems.
It's okay. We'll have fun learning.
Yeah, it's still Dominion.
There's a wall. Okay. There's a wall.
When scoring, -1 per card you have after the first 15. Oh,
Oh wow.
that's cool. Triumph March. When scoring, free victory points per copy you have of the second most common action card amongst the cards. That's a complex one, but fair enough. I'm gonna buy everything now. Kind of screw that up.
Autoplay treasures. I can afford
Gives me a second to read.
either a moat
Collection is kind of
or
cool.
a
I love
silver.
I said this
or a
before and I'll
state.
say this again. The
Yes.
art of the expansions shows better polish than the base. I had a nice subscription to Dominion last year when we played, but it ran out and I'm broke this month, so I couldn't refresh my subscription. Because we don't play competitively. I just like playing with all the other cards.
Well, I am going to get. I'm gonna go the safe route and get myself a moat.
I'm glad the festival dude isn't here. That guy freaks me out.
The festival.
Looks like a freaking. He looks like he's gonna like ask me to meet him behind the tent.
Okay, so a priest. Trash a card from your hand for the rest of this turn. When you trash a card, +2.
USA.
Interesting.
10 o'clock. What? It's probably end of the day there. No. It's
No
like
supply
midday.
piles are
America.
empty. +1
Depends on which
action.
coast you are. Anyway, play treasures. Let's get some stuff going. Add to cards. A moat is probably not a bad idea, but gonna go for silver for now.
Otherwise, always trash a card from your hand and gain a
230.
card.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it my turn? It is my turn.
It
I
is
didn't have
your
enough
turn.
time. I didn't have enough time to read all the things because I can get transmogrify. That sounds interesting. +1 action. Put this on your tavern mat. I don't have a tavern mat. At the start of your turn, you may call this to trash a card from your hand and gain a card costing up to one more than it into your hand. Sounds interesting. Ranger, +1 buy. Turn your journey token over. I don't have a journey token either. Or do I? It starts face up, then if it's face up, +5 cards. Trash a card from your hand for the rest of the turn, +2. If no supply piles are empty, +1 action. And gain a card costing up to 1. If no supply piles are empty, +1 action, gain a card costing up
But
to 4,
anyways,
not 1.
so
Otherwise, trash a card from your hand. And
so a little bit about us.
Okay.
We essentially run this stream. We play Dominion, and sometimes we play a little bit of. We basically sit and theorycraft D&D things for our local community and ideas we want to run. We essentially sit on Discords and talk about this anyway, so we decided to on Friday evenings just pretty much do it semi in public.
Yes.
Um,
So we're more D&D enthusiasts than Dominion. I like the game. I introduced Dominic to Dominion because my stepfather, on a trip to, I can't remember if it was Germany or somewhere, bought a set of Dominion, the physical cards in German. And it's a lot of fun to sit and play cards in German with your family while you're trying to translate.
sorry,
And
we've got the priest now. I just need a witch.
and now and then I discovered that this website you can play it online, and for a while actually used this website to translate the cards we have in German.
Yeah, that's tough. Having children and trying to play D&D is tricky. Two of the founders of our two of the co-founders of our club, they've got one child, and that already sort of leeches their time enough that they can't take part in as many games as they like, and so yeah, it's a lot of work. But but America, there's so many wonderful programs in America for well, depending on where you are, I guess. I know in some of the more cosmopolitan areas there are some after school programs again finally to play D&D. But you don't have to go somewhere. You can play most of it online.
I think
But
the online community for D&D is even more robust in America than it is here in
oh yeah, I mean
South Africa.
Warhorn exists, so I want to buy another priest. What is this?
You may buy cards first for some reason. I don't know.
No, I know, but I want to buy priest. But I don't
Give
have
me
money for
priest.
priest. Priest is expensive. This
I
priest
will
looks
now
like he's
moat
gonna.
myself.
There's the priest, but let's all be serious. I want this one to swashel my buckler.
What? Oh, yes. No, the swashbuckler is an attractive card.
The hat, man. The hat. Good lord. Treasure chest. Oh, you get a treasure chest when you do it. Okay, cool. So, does that mean the ranger? Ooh, hang on. What's this? What?
Oh, I don't know, Dom. You're making
Discard.
noises. They don't have context.
I know they don't have context. I need to buy a swashbuckler. Anyway, priest. Priest gives me 2 cash, and then I get myself trash a card from your hand. For the rest of the turn, when you trash a card, +2. Oh, you need to double that up with something like a chapel.
I think.
Trash a card. I'm gonna trash an estate.
Alrighty.
Autoplay my treasures. Get the gold. Get that gold.
I'm going to use my carpenter, and I am going to purchase. Oh no, I forgot what the ranger does. +1 buy. Turn your journey token over. It starts face up. Then, if it's face up, +5 cards.
Yeah, journey tokens. I do remember that that there are some cards with tokens and things, but
I think we all have journey tokens. I think that's the little extra token under our name. I think they get added automatically.
Hey, that is a little journey token. You're correct. Let me just quickly check my trash
So
pile.
let me try out a ranger and then autoplay my treasures up to 5 and buy a swashbuckler as well and try out these new cards. These newfangled cards back in my day. We had witches. We had witches and festivals and them's was the fancy ones.
Best you got was a bandit and got some gold at the start of your turn. Right, autoplay. We could just create a hag country where the country has been taken over by hags. So essentially, like the Feywild spilling over, and then you have to have people not praying for you, but essentially going to a room and telling jokes with your name in it, so the hags laugh when they get too close. So that keeps you
That's
safe.
very original.
No, it's not. It's a Apple joke.
It's an Apple joke. Oh, I get it.
Oh yeah. If they stop
Not
telling
Apple
jokes.
the company. Like we joke about witches throwing apples all the time.
The artwork for the witch in this game is where the joke started. So the artwork has this witch like hovering an apple or holding an apple out of a cauldron and laughing at it, and Dylan and I
Well,
just can't stop
Being
but
generally menacing with
Yes.
an apple in hand.
let's just say we love onomatopoeia. So a love of onomatopoeia and a dirty apple came together.
That sounds like the setup for a bar joke. I
Dirty
just
apple.
don't know what the
The
punchline is.
dirty apple is a good name for a inn.
For an inn in D&D, it
Yes,
is.
the dirty
The
apple.
dirty apple.
The dirty apple and the clean peach.
Why?
clean
It's
peach-
just the dirty apple.
The clean peach is the accommodation across the road.
Oh.
I have no idea
Oh.
why.
Oh. No, the clean peach is the spa. I'll let
Clean your
that one
peach!
sink in. I'll let that one sink in.
Oh dear lord. Okay, so I really want the swashbuckler just to see what it does, but I'm scared of by taking cards I don't know well. But I do need action economy, and there's not a lot of things that give me actions. I get an extra buy. There's an action on a transmogrify. That's almost all that gives you another action.
The transmogrify sounds scary.
But you've got one, carpenter.
No, I've got a carpenter.
If no supply piles are empty, plus one action you gain. Otherwise, you trash a card from your hand. I don't allow. No, I just bought one. Okay, it's not good. Oh, you bought one. Okay, cool. The ranger's not bad. One buy, then journey token. If there's a face up, plus 5 card. If there's a face up.
It must be a little bit strange with the delay to be conversing with us. It's like our actions are a bit slow, or our reactions.
Yeah,
to
to be
your
fair though,
actions.
that's not the internet. We're just slow.
No, we're just slow. I'm not so good.
Okay, well, I'm
the
slow.
memories.
Dylan isn't slow.
Somehow Sudsy's beating us, and I don't know how.
Not beating us yet. Because I only got 5 victory points.
Yeah, but I'm sure I started with 3, and I had 2. It feels like someone stole my victory points. Is there a card that steals victory
You've
points?
got 7 victory points. Stop complaining.
No, I just bought myself a province.
You can
that's
1%
why.
the bullshit. What the hell? I'm in the lead and other people are catching up too quickly. The freaking hell.
Actually, shouldn't I have 8? I had 2. I bought a province. I should have 8 victory
You probably
points.
trashed the card. Wall
Oh.
wall can hurt when scoring. Oh.
Oh, is that in effect for all of us?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're
darn
over
it, I need
15
to
cards already.
I need to start trashing cards. Oh lord.
Oh, loud. Too many cards.
Okay, which cards trash cards?
I love that. Excuse me. Let's see. Council room is probably not a bad one. Yeah, I'm gonna go council room so we can get some talks going, some diplomacy on this damn table. This country
Okay,
has got
right.
no
The
diplomacy.
priest of transmogrify.
I'd go with the I don't know transmog.
At the start of your turn, you may call this to trash a card from your hand and gain a card costing up to one more than it into your hand. But you put this on your tavern mat, and I don't know where my tavern mat is.
I mean, that's why I'm not buying it. I don't try. It's oh, it's
Transmogrify is
not a
upgrade,
full
not
trash.
a full
Okay,
trash. Okay, right. I'm gonna get a priest then.
priest is better. We're just scared you better get the card, and it essentially says no. You do not have the supporting card. This card does not work with the rest of the cards. Make no
Lord.
trouble.
Okay. How do you win at this at all then with wall in place?
You can't go with your normal strategy of just piling up half the deck into your hand.
Nee?
I found my favorite new rule. It's
What?
called
No!
the wall.
No! No!
I like it. Another. Yeah, that makes sense. You upgrade your estates to silvers and it runs from there. How do you upgrade which card are we gonna use to upgrade?
Transmogrify.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I was looking for remodel.
Remodel. Whoops, I hit my mic.
Yes, you did. Put this on your turn. At the start of your turn, you may call this to trash. Record. Oh, costing up to one more. Okay, yeah, then that makes sense. You can scale them up. Well, then I need to get some strong transmogs. Also, the art on it. Literally, the art on the newer cards always look prettier. Although everything's noble, bright, and happy, and then you have the moat and the wall, which look like they both belong in zombie movies. Cool. I'm going to flip my travel token. Cool. And get my ranger out there. And then autoplay my treasures up to 9. And then I've got 2 buys. So I'm going to buy a transmog and a duchy. And then I think I am kind of screwed with quantity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm
choice.
getting negatives.
I have a choice.
That wall really makes the game very, very tight. You have to have like 3 cards that run your engine. My game is usually to just get as much money early on and just coast home. It's slow, but it works if the other players can't get their systems going.
Yeah.
Someone with a 2-stroke lawnmower on wheels has just passed my house. It's a scooter.
I need to make a choice. I don't know what to go for, so I'm going to go for the swashbuckler.
Yeah, big money is a solid strat.
Is a solid strat. I know because the first time I tried the website, I played against bots, and the bots thrashed me. They thrashed me because they went for big money, and I'm just like, you're just discarding cards and getting money and buying more cards and discarding them and buying more money. I don't understand.
So salty.
Okay. Why can I get an animal fair if it costs 7 and I only have 5?
You got a point from somewhere. Don't you have like a treasury or something going at this point?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, let me use my pseudo money to buy a contraction action card for it. Oh. I'm gonna get another duchy. At this point, I need to play carefully. That wall is brutal.
It is now, but I mean, you're catching up again, and Sadzi has completely bypassed all of us, and I am doing the gentleman's 4. So I'm a player priest, and I autoplay my treasures, and then I'm gonna get 1 buy, and I'm gonna get think emote. No, an
We're now
emote's
so
not.
focused on the game, we've
We're not talking
forgotten.
about anything else
Well,
anymore.
yeah.
We've got something to prove now. Action is good.
I don't want to end with a negative sum. That's all.
Uh,
Because you can now.
true, true, true,
I
true, true, true.
assume.
I'm gonna get another transmog to just try
It,
and catch up. Oh dear lord, this is gonna be tricky. Luckily, the priest is a neutral card there because every card I gain, I have burnt one to get there. So, oh no, I'm gonna hear the trombone of sadness again.
in scoring 3 per. When scoring, 3 per copy you have of the second most common action card among your cards.
Yes.
That's the other one.
So,
Interesting.
on another note, the it, something that we need to address, or something that we excuse me, yawn. Something we need to address about the lore we're talking about,
Mm.
um, is that something that regardless of the theme, we both agree that it needs to be sort of a subscription service.
Yes.
And so for whatever reason, either I'm leaning towards economy, whatever the
Mm.
economy of it, the situation might be, that the people the people, this organization or whatever that's doing whatever they're doing to keep you safe while you're out in between, say, islands or safe
Mm.
spaces or bastions or whatever you want to call them,
Mm.
locations that are safe.
Mm.
Whatever organization this is, has got some sort of mandate that um, they can they can only support you for as long as you're paid. Sometimes people, sometimes this is opens up the story of people trying to help where they can, and maybe there are illegal third party people that try to sell you sort of back alley subscriptions, but I mean they're not supported by the official group, and so obviously there's money behind it, but there's also,
Mm.
let's say, sort of a manpower issue. They
Mm.
can't keep everyone outside safe.
Mm.
Um, so there's always a limited quantity of people that can keep safe, and these are either treated as designated people or um, or people that have paid enough. Anyway, I just got a council room and got a lot of good cards. Ultiplay treasures. Okay, right.
Nice.
So I've got two buys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy. Um, I'm gonna buy a priest and a province.
Gonna set up a holy province.
A holy province, yes.
Almost like the islands of safety in our post-apocalyptic, demon-infested world.
So, what I'm kind of getting from at least the sort of the feeling I'm getting from what you're telling is
Mm.
that you need to sort of kill the cat and tell the story of this dangerous environment, but it's one of
Mm.
these cases where a big part of the story can be told in these islands. So
Yes.
one of these stories that'll be fun as a role playing experience to play through. I mean, Blades in the Dark already kind of does this. I haven't played it yet, but
Hmm.
I know a little. And there are role playing games that do this. But this idea that you can get outside. It's not infeasible. But there's a
Mm.
vast majority of people that can't. So maybe there's this intrigue on the inside of the story where you're trying to um, a friend of maybe a friend of the party or something gets caught up in one of these third party service providers
Yeah.
and big prayer comes down on them.
Oh yeah.
Lobbies the government to end the third party prayer room.
Or like, yeah, it's like
or
a
or,
really,
or, or
it's a
bla-
really poor like service provider, and they like
yeah
skimp on the prayers every now and then, and
yeah
people are dying
what they
out
don't
there.
tell you is that they run it on a shoestring budget. So at least one out of three sort of clerics or something that's like keeping you safe in the outlands or wherever
Yeah.
is actually just sort of like essentially essentially a tape recorder in front of an altar
Oh
with some
no.
with some incense.
Oh no. And then, yeah, and then your cell service just like cuts out every now and then while you're out there in the miasma. I know you didn't want it to be a miasma. I kind of want it to be a miasma.
I know I mentioned that's kind of what I thought you wanted, but it's fine if it is. I want to get another duchy because
Can
I
you
think that
imagine though a world where if your cell dies, a monster just comes and eats you?
well, isn't that what happens already? Didn't you know that if your cell phone goes out while you're not at home, that the triune of Bezos, Google, and Facebook comes and eats you? Sorry, I just need to quickly answer a message on this side. Um, I have the
we're getting thrashed. It is a thrashing.
painting of the 29th. We will supply. I'm just answering a friend.
Nah, don't feel bad.
Why are you apologizing for winning? Good God. Um. No, we play this to relax, and losing is part of it. I just like to build an engine. The fun thing,
Oh, there's the tavern,
you're
Matt.
giving me too much time to think. Yeah, true, true. Where's the tavern? There's a tavern, Matt.
There's a tavern, Matt. I
And
don't know if yeah, it's above where my name and Sudsy's name would be, and Sudsy's transmogrify is on the tavern, Matt.
okay, I'm
So
gonna
I
try.
found it.
Oh, there's the tavern, Matt. Okay, well, I've now played my tavern, my tavern card,
Your
and
transmogrify.
my transmogrify, and put this
Transmogrification
on the
Central.
tavern map. Okay, so I've placed mine now on the tavern map, so whatever that means. And then I got another action.
You're changing, all right. I hope you're
Then I'm gonna
satisfied.
play. Then I'm gonna play a ranger
Better not carry
because
on singing
that'll
that.
give me a lot of extra cards and autoplay my treasures. And I've got two
Uh-huh.
buys now. So what I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
buy is a gold.
Uh-huh.
I just want a gold. Buying something else for the two won't help.
Uh-huh. I
Uh,
play a moat. I
oh,
play lots of monies. I get province. I feel better,
now I'm kind of scared to
but
go out of
not
my
great.
house and not charging my phone.
But that's exactly the point. You scared to leave without your holy prayers.
To upgrade a card.
This is probably
Priest.
not the best representation of D&D on like a first encounter basis, because this is very much leaning into the satanic panic concept of D&D. Oh, these people are talking about an entire world dominated by monsters and demons.
I
But
don't.
this was just a
No, but
coincidence.
it's mainstream enough. So the moment someone gets
True.
too panicky,
I
you
mean,
just
like you
go
you
Big Bang
just
Theory, and people are chill again.
yeah, but I mean you just sat and explained Kingdom Death, which is a
Oh
board
yeah,
game that has
tits and blood.
breeding programs in it, and I'm just like, what?
Okay, no, no, hold up. It's not a reading
Yes,
program. It's
yes, it is.
um more of a breeding impulse.
Oh
And there's a voting system, but
oh, Lord.
it's more Survivor and
The
much
more
less.
you talk about Kingdom Death, the worse it becomes. But better at the same time.
Worse or better? Yeah, Tolkien
More
is great.
different, better, worse.
I still haven't properly read all of it. My sister has. She's very, very deep into it.
Okay, how does this animal fair work?
I read
Do
Dune, however. That's my Tolkien.
+1 buy per empty supply pile. There
Uh,
isn't any, but I can get just a static +4 money. And instead of paying this card's cost, you may trash an action card from your hand. Oh, it's a special purchase. Trash an action card. You know what? Yes. I will trash an action card. I will trash that moat to get that animal fair. Why not? Give it a go. It's an equal exchange in this, because the more cards I get, the worse my score becomes currently, unless I'm buying purely victory
it's the
cards.
power of a wall. What is the wall? It's a bunch of stones. To be fair, that's a very pretty wall. It's just so that everything outside of the wall has died because of lack of gardens. Is that a
Yep.
weeping? Is that a weeping willow on the outside? Looks like one.
it could be a willow tree. They're not all a weeping willow or a whomping willow, whichever you want it to be. I mean, I guess weeping willows, they're called that
I
because
don't know.
they have long drooping branches that look
They
like
droop. Droop
they
snoot.
droop. The snoot droops.
Snoot droops. Droop snoot.
Um,
I have no idea what to properly do. Buying an estate
you're
is
ahead of
useless.
me at the moment, so don't worry. You're doing just fine.
I'm not. I'm failing. What do
Hey,
you
if
want
you
to
come
summon on a
second,
ranger?
you don't come last. In this
Oh yeah, we've
in
got the
this game, in this game is one of the few times where if you come second, you don't come last.
Woohoo! I can win. No, wait. Let me rephrase. Woohoo! I can't lose. No, that's not right either. Hang on. Woohoo! I am passable. I'm not. I've lost the plot a bit. Apologies.
I just keep getting worse.
Worse or better?
No, just worse.
Oh. Bloop. Okay, what does this transmog thing do when I call it? At start of your turn, you may call this to trash a card from your hand and gain a card costing. Oh yeah, okay, I'm just gonna start doing that now. I want to trash my gold. No, don't trash a gold. Go trash a silver to get a duchy. That doesn't work. Apologies. Yeah, that's too much. That's a remodel again. God damn it. Trash a silver.
Estate into silver. Mm.
Yeah, but I have to trash the silver. So I can buy something
now
up
you
to
can get
4.
Yes.
Can get myself
Where are my
maybe
gardens? I like gardens. Give back my
gardens are
gardens.
nice.
Gardens would basically neutralize the wall in this scenario.
And then
I want my gardens.
okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna transmog and then council room and then autoplay my treasures and then get myself and the duchy? Yeah, that'll do.
The
37!
Gucci.
My good lord.
Have you not been paying attention?
Not particularly, no.
Right,
I'm too concerned
I'm going to
about.
play this Animal Fair just because it looks fun.
Well, the
And
animal fair
I'm
looks
going
fun.
to play my
To be fair, though,
my treasures.
my boss, I mean, I work in IT. I play D&D 90% of my life, and
Mm.
my bosses was like, "Hey, let's go to to Nampu, which is agricultural expo. Look, it was a hell of a lot of fun, but I mean, it's so out of my wheelhouse. Got to go shoot a wonderful pistol though, but it's kind of beside the point. Right, priest. I'm gonna trash a copper. Yeah, trash a copper. Ultimately treasures and end buys. I'm not gonna buy anything. Just trashing stuff. Yes, getting my money up. I need more priests. Get the priests.
Shwash.
I need to go on an
Shwash.
inquisition.
Shwash. Shwash. Autoplay my treasures. Shwash.
Smash.
And I have a coffer now. I can get a province at last.
Oh, if you've got a coffer, that means every start of your turn, you get a gold. Do you get gold as to spend or as a card? Because if it's a card, that's deadly to you.
I have no idea, but I do know I've either made myself in. No, I'm still in third place. It's fine.
That's one card. If you have at least 4 coffer tokens, take a treasure chest. And the treasure chest then sits there. So at the start of your buy
Oh, it
phase,
does
gain
bank
a
my
gold.
coffers. There we go.
Yeah, it banks them. So after you've swashbuckled 4 times. No, coffer is one time spend. Oh, and it's
But it stays
stays
between
between
turns.
turns. Okay. Duchy costs how much? 5. So I can spend a trash duchy to get a gold. Then I can play my ranger. Then I can get all that out, and then I can buy myself.
You could end this now.
Let's do this. It's mercy killing for.
Oh, my heart, my brick heart.
Don't bring freaking
Billy Ray Cyrus.
yeah, Cyrus Billy Ray. Grew up with the bastard.
Anyways, okay. I have been defeated.
Rematch.
I will need to get fake feet.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly get a cup of coffee. and then I'm ready for a rematch.
Okay. If you're sure.
Of course, I'm sure. I'm done talking to you. I've got more
Oh,
things.
okay.
I need to talk about more tits and blood.
And then okay, that wasn't what we were talking about, but fair enough.
Be right back.
I've muted myself. There we go. GG. No worries. Um, leave table for now. I want to check the where's the leaderboard stuff here? Just out of curiosity. Level 67. Okay. Cards list. This is the other thing I wanted to check. I wanted to check what cards list we were just playing with, because it was interesting. Might have been multiples, though, to be fair. Guilds, adventures. Oh, yeah, I could, if I host the table, I can set the level of the cards. Um, there we go. Card levels. Colonies random, shelters random. Shelters, yes. Shelters, no. Colonies, yes. Colonies, no. Colonies random. Let's leave colonies on random. And then we can events, landmarks, projects, way. Event. Ah, interesting. The website's changed quite a bit since the last time we played. Anyways, I'm going to go and create a table again. Create a table. And then add, whoa, add 2 slots. There we go. And then I will be ready for rematch. Oh, I'm getting so hot. I need to turn my air can on. I'll be right back. Apologies, peoples. It's gonna get real quiet for a while.
It does make me feel a little bit like a creep every time someone logs into the website. But that is fine. Right. Hello. Dylan. Oh dear. Oh, it probably just went off. So, let's give a quick look here. I'm just gonna wait until for Dylan to come back and then we can pop into another game. Hello. Oh wow, that's pretty. For as janky as not really janky, but as complex as Yu-Gi-Oh is, some of their cards really are just pretty. Just sorry, it's such a freaking tough game to get into. But then again, all trading card games are. Oh, that's what's going on. The one game ended. People are making are running feedback notes. So with our club, with our game, yeah, I was just sort of vamping for a bit. Will you host the table again, or
I did, yes.
cool
Should be.
a rehost?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at the screen where.
I,
Okay, I'm gonna leave table and rejoin your table.
yeah. I changed some settings. That's why
Oh,
I stopped at a new table.
well then. Okay, well then there's a new table. We'll just wait for Sudzi. Yes, there's Sudzi.
Awesome. Ready.
My human, Sudzi. I have no idea what you are, so it's funny. I was now curious why my phone is going berserk, and I realized it's because the one of our club D&D games ended online a few minutes ago, and they're reporting, they're logging into the site to report. Anyway, now this game has some cards with recent errata. The Hermit. Look at that art! Holy crap! I'm just
It
gonna
has
say
a
okay.
mission and a way of the pig.
Way of the Pig.
Sounds like a monk
So
class in
these are cards
D&D.
you can get by, you know. Okay, so they are part of it. So one action. Oh, so Way of the Pig. How do we get that? Interesting. And mission. Once per turn, if your previous turn wasn't yours. Huh? Oh yeah. But sure, Grant. Don't worry about it. Once per turn, if the previous turn wasn't yours, take another turn after this one, during which you can't buy cards. You can still buy events. Interesting. Wow, the Ratcatcher card looks ominous. No one in that picture is happy about the situation. Welcome to the Ratcatcher.
Are you sure? The Ratcatcher looks mighty pleased with his acquisition. Put this on your tavern mat, and at the start of your turn, you may call this to trash a card from your hand.
Apothecary. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Put the copper, put the copper and potions into your hand. Put the rest of it back in order. Okay, that's just weird. Okay, autoplay treasures. I'm lucky to be
Ooh.
able to have 5. So, what the hell? There's silver, potion, and gold.
I see that, yes.
Huh.
Treasurer, choose one. Trash a treasure from your hand, or gain a treasure from the trash to your hand, or take the key. It sounds like a multiple choice of death.
Put the rest of it back in order.
It sounds like something I'd ask someone in a dungeon, like
Oh.
gain a treasure, or choose something from the trash, or take the key. The
Thank
choice
you,
is
Satsi.
yours.
That's horrible. Where did you read this?
The treasurer,
Oh. Yeah, that is dangerous. Okay.
distant
The
lands.
Soothsayer is a pretty card. I actually want it. But, okay, the Apothecary is obviously maybe useful. 1 card, 1 action. Reveal up to 4 cards of your deck. Put the copper and potions into your hand. Put the rest back in order. And potions can be used as normal currency as well. I'm gonna give. I think I'm gonna give that a go. I'm gonna go for potions for a bit. The potion card is
Soothsayer is mean. It's a curse giving card, but I mean it's better than Witch, which straight up just gives you a curse. At least with Soothsayer you get a curse and a card. But yes,
Oh, so with Soothsayer you're an asshole, but at least you're a well-paid asshole.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you're a well-paid asshole.
that that means you're either doing well in corporate life, or you've got a very successful OnlyFans.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, the workshop is a classic. A warehouse plus 3 cards plus 1 action. Discard 3 cards. That's an interesting
Yeah, the
one.
workshop is a nice one. Walled Village is it's almost Elvenland style art.
That is very Elfenland. At the start of cleanup, if you have this and no more than 1 other action card in play, you may put this onto your deck.
Oh no, just request again. Apologies, I was reading a card and clicked off.
Walled Village is brand new. Oh, cool.
Yeah, sorry, it's Satsi. Just request again. Apologies.
I'm just reading in the background, so it's cool.
Oh, you're trying to hit it. Okay. Um. Oh, so you said a walled city, the walled village is. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It's kind of cool having someone who's a little more knowledgeable on Dominion here.
You obviously play it a lot. But yeah, the fun thing about Dominion is it's fast. It's quite
Well,
involved actually.
it's fast if you actually take your turn, which I say while
You
it's my
probably
turn.
yeah, you probably should take your turn. I can make the vamping.
Yes, I have no idea what I want to
You
buy.
play on tabletop simulator. Ah, that's cool.
+1 card. Oh, we do too.
No. You're
Uh,
thinking about the look. Tabletop simulator is actually a piece of software.
oh yes, tabletop. I was thinking of board game arena. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, board game arena is really good as well.
+1 card, 2 actions at the start of cleanup. If you have this and no more than 1 other action card in play, you may put this onto your deck. Okay, I'm going to take the walled village one. just because I can. Just because I can. There's no wall here, like wall here to mess with
no.
me.
That's what you
How
think.
does the Way of the Pig work though? Because it says +1 card, +1 action. Non-kingdom cards. There's a madman as well involved. The non-kingdom cards is the madman. +2 actions. Return this to the madman pile. If you do, +1 card per card in your hand. This is not in the supply. You can play your actions as ways. Interesting. I
Um,
don't have any actions this turn.
Way of the Pig. So yeah,
Pick it.
we'll figure it out in a moment. But so you kind of want the outside world to then to be a miasma, but it can almost be an alternate situation where something like the spell plague actually took over, and there's only a few reality bubbles left. It's kind of like you're probably a bit too young for it, but do you remember the Reboot animated series?
No.
Satsi, do you remember Reboot? Get an answer when my telecommunications go to Saturn and back. Need to quickly check. I've got a rat catcher ready to go.
Oh, I need to read in between turns.
You just bought a warehouse. Ah, drat. Anyways, so basically in Reboot they had these safe areas which were computers, and then the dangerous space was the internet. I got a rat catcher, but it's a pig. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
One action, one card. Okay,
Goodness.
so with the rat catcher, because the rat catcher does one action, one card, that allowed me to play it as the Way of the Pig.
As a pig. Okay.
But I don't know what that does for me in the long term. We'll figure that out in a moment. Autoplay treasures. Up to 3. The Hermit seems like too much reading.
I read him. He's actually kind of cool. He's the only way I can see right now to get a madman because he
Yeah.
becomes one.
You can't undo if you want to. No, it's fine. I'm trying to figure out what's the benefit of Way of the Pig, but currently it doesn't seem like there's any.
I can see how there'd be benefit playing one card, one action instead of maybe some other action that your card would provide. I don't know though.
You're basically blanketing it out. Yeah, they probably. I do agree. It's probably maybe it's part of a larger strategy. But that's the fun thing about the Dominion, world you put down. You can pig to get a new card. If you have oh, hang on. If you have 2 terminal actions, you can pig to get a new card. Interesting.
I have 3 now. I'm gonna.
Why do we always turn into Southern bells the moment we want to be heard?
No, we don't.
Or thinking.
No, I don't.
That sounds a bit defensive,
I'm not,
Dylan.
I'm not stereotyping. Look over there.
What's over there? Is that a witch?
Run!
Run! There's
Hey, okay, that's a cool, nifty feature of the walled village. I like it.
Oh yeah, I messaged that guild member of ours, and there were lots of ways. Some really changed the game. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, but I understand it's probably not prevalent in this round. What I was gonna say is that's one good thing about the minion is that the minion, the central board, is flavorful, but it's not all useful. Autoplay treasures giving me quite a lot. 3.
He decided he's gonna get a potion.
I've got up to 3. And I'm by apothecary.
Oh yes, I watched Hocus Pocus 2.
It's
I, to-
out
I
already?
yes, I told you. I
I
mentioned
know.
this.
You didn't. Oh, well, it probably went over my
No, no,
head.
no. I mentioned that it was coming to you, and I also didn't know it was out until I saw it on the online, and I was like, oh, it's out already. I'm gonna go watch it, and it was good. Um,
It's nice that I took the
I
original actors.
again, I'm kind of easy to please. Like certain genres of film will just never impress me, but others I'm like, I'm happy. This is fine.
Speaking
I
of
thought it was
which,
good.
have you seen the last episode of Hell of a Boss?
The la- y- yeah, sort of technically. They ended it the last episode of the last season long ago, and then it was split into part one and two. The part two is the first episode of the new season. But
Not
yes, I saw it, sort of.
the one where that they show a little bit about Stolas' background and
Yes, yes, I
yes,
watched it.
I
That's the
watched that.
first episode of the new season.
Yeah, I watched that last night, and it's kind of good. I'm really glad to be watching it again. I missed it.
There's a shame. I feel for Vivzie Pop and her production of that show. It seems like they're having troubles.
You mentioned
Um,
that, but I mean, I was so unaware of it.
I'm also not fully up to date,
Another thing,
so
sorry, completely different thing that came up is we were both like told this earlier tonight, earlier this week. I was
mm,
completely unaware. Not that it really
mm.
matters, but it it just there's too much going on in the world, and
Oh,
it
I need to buy
vaguely
something. I'm like sitting here
vaguely
thinking of
D and D related is that
mm.
you know, the semi cancellation of Satine Phoenix and her thing and her production company.
Oh,
I did
I'm
go
gonna
up.
get a
Yeah,
duplicate.
I watched one or two little videos on that and was like, oh, okay, well, it's interesting. Uh, didn't even know they kind of fell off the corner of the map. I just I don't know. I wasn't any watching anything they were really involved with in any way. I mostly saw them in some videos that was some of the videos and content produced by Wizards of the Coast directly,
Mm.
but I tend to watch other creators instead of the core Wizard things
Mm.
in general. But yeah, sorry, I'm off on a tangent again.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on. It is sad though with Satine Phoenix's story that it's someone who I thought was, one of the good ones, one of the good eggs. Because I'd seen her interact with a lot of my favorite D&D peoples. Um, and I'm not saying that people make mistakes. Something that I think the social medias and people in general need to be cognizant of is people make mistakes. Yes, some mistakes are bigger than others, or are just like blatantly like you should have known that was a bad. You shouldn't have done that. But people make mistakes, and sometimes it's very
It
easy
just
to.
seems like maybe that it's one of those things. It seems like just like from a distance.
Mm,
It's one of those things that was just a long series of constant miscommunications.
maybe
Something that
I
happened.
don't
Something
know
that
the story
happened.
well enough.
Yeah, me neither. Something that happened with also D&D related
Mm.
was not there's no stepping away from that was I think I told you about it, but Adventure Zone. This reminded me a little bit about the Adventure Zone. Reason
Mm.
being, I need to choose a card to buy, and I can't realize like decide what's a good card to buy. So I'm gonna buy Ratchcatcher. Fuck it. Anyway, so with the Adventure Zone, I mean, not gonna lie, I really like them. I'm not a big fan
Mm.
of their later seasons, but I mean, the
Mm.
Balance Arc, their original first season, still the best of all of their seasons. But anyway, so they now they're still in the process of producing the comic books, the graphic novels of their first season, the arc, and
Oh,
the
apologies.
first,
Can I request an undo?
of course, I don't mind.
I
Um,
forgot that the warehouse asks you to discard cards.
so what
I'll
I did was
first play The Walled
with the
Village.
first
There we
book.
go.
So kind. So with the first book that came out, they hired an illustrator to do the
Mm.
book, but then they got artists to submit um, images to be put in the back of the book. But I mean, they worked through an agency with the understanding that these artists um, would be what was it paid essentially, like they'll be compensated for their art.
Mm. Mm.
And after the first book came out, before the second book came out, they publicly came out and said, "Listen, we didn't know about this. Thank you for bringing it to us." Then it was something along the line of, "Look, it's their name is connected to it, so they're ultimately responsible." But what happened was they weren't completely aware of it. This is now the McElroys.
Mm.
That these artists were essentially paid, peanuts, like basically nothing. And it was like a once-off fee type of thing. And it's like, cool, and
Mm.
you sign away all your rights to the images and stuff. And they basically um, took their publisher to task, and
Mm.
let's just say made some. There were probably a lot of very angry discussions behind closed doors. And from the second book onwards, apparently the entire structure of how that works is different.
Mm.
The good thing
Mm.
is that they immediately stepped up and did that, and there is still art at the back of the new books. Um, and they're fully, and they're fully supportive of the people that give them art and stuff. And some of that art is really amazing. I mean, it's all original art, in a
Mm.
different style than the entire book was, and it's usually scenes from the podcast. So that was nice. It was just interesting to see. But I've got no strong emotions either way about it. But um, it reminded me of it. That's all. None of us are really progressing well with the acquisition of resources.
Don't say that. Don't say that out loud.
The potion taints my actions. I'll buy another apothecary. Yeah, no draw is sad. We I do agree with you. Drop out. We need one village, right? One village. Not a festival,
Uh-huh.
a village.
Why would this not remain? I'm gonna get this distant
I
lands thing
probably
and
need to quickly
check
do
it
that.
out and figure out why it would not ever. Why would it not end up at? Anyways, can I only have one thing on my tavern mat at a time? You have to play distance lands as an action. Oh, okay, well, fair enough. I mean, in this next turn, I can either put duplicate on my tavern mat or distant lands on my tavern mat. No,
Yeah. Are you sure
I
you
don't
don't
need
want
it.
to undo?
No, I don't need an undo. I'm just
I'm
curious as to why, if I have played it as an action and put it on my tavern mat, it wouldn't remain on my tavern mat until the end of the game, because that's the qualifier for getting the victory points. He's laughing at something that we're not privy to, guys. He thinks he's real special.
Sorry, I'm reading it's a meme online. It's a Star Trek meme. So basically, have you ever watched The Next Generation, Dylan?
There's some of it.
Um, do you remember the? I mean, there are many episodes, but there's an episode where the Doctor Beverly Crusher,
Yes.
she what I mean, she's not just a doctor. She's also got an interest in there's this episode where she does helps with some research on the corona of a star.
Uh-huh.
Hang on, I just need to quickly do this. Reveal top of with coppers and potions in my deck. Yes, treasure. Okay, cool. So and then top deck something. I'm guessing. I'm going to top deck. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna top what? Bottom top. Oh yes. Oh, I can reorder. I can tutor my deck. That's awesome. Then I'm gonna do a red catcher. And then I'm gonna do look through your discard pile, traditional
They
treasures.
stay on the mat. The trick is getting it and having open actions to get it to the mat.
Mm,
I'll admit to that, but I mean, I'm in a position where I can either put distant lands or duplicate on my tavern mat. So I might as well put
okay,
distant lands
let's
there
change
and
this one.
bank those four victory points.
I just got the. I think I just got the madman.
Oh, okay. You
I
played a hermit. You might become a madman. I don't remember what the
It
qualifiers are.
says you gain
At the
3.
end of your buy phase this turn, if you didn't gain any cards in it, exchange this for a madman.
A madman return to madman pile. Supply. Plus 2 action cards.
Yeah, the nice thing about distant lands is that they clean themselves. Yes, that is a nice thing about them. I was like reading the description and I was like, there doesn't seem to be a genuine downside beyond getting it to the tavern mat.
Plus 3 card. Okay, I'm just gonna get a warehouse. Fuck it. Multiple treasures. Up to 4. I'm gonna get. Put the rest back in any order. Put coppers and potions into your hand. I don't know if another apothecary is a good idea. So
Yes, welcome to the apothecary. Can I interest you in some eyes? Or a lantern? Or perhaps whatever's in this flask here?
I don't think that's fermented well, sir. Why does it smell like feet?
That's because I take my shoes off when I'm negotiating.
Oh dear God. Is this a negotiation in which I beg apologies? I need to leave. Why is the store
Oh,
handle wet?
do come again. Well, it's an apothecary. There are many wet things in here.
Yes, in flasks, not on the doorknob. Can't turn it. Dear Lord.
I
So
need
the
another
thing I was
silver.
joking about was I was giggling about was this scene where Beverly Crusher, the doctor, then she
Mhm.
basically flies a shuttle very close to the corona of the sun, and it's this nice thing, and so the outside hull becomes very very hot, and there's this
Mhm.
meme where it shows the shuttle flying closer to the star, and then Beverly Crusher, computer, notify me if external temperatures gets too hot, and
Mm.
then computer, beep beep, please define hot. And she says, let's say 1.9 million kelvins.
Mm.
The next scene later, Captain Picard goes to a replicator. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. And it just
Oh
shows
no!
the enterprise.
Oh
It just shows
no!
a
Oh
skeleton on
no!
fire.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is a perfect example of why you sanitize your database inputs, people.
Oh, I don't need to be a fan of Star Trek to appreciate that joke, though. That's the
No, you
nice thing
don't.
about
That's
it.
awesome. Um, what does the warehouse do? I'm gonna do a warehouse. Some cards, another action, and I need to discard 3 cards. And I'm going to discard. It's not trash. It's discard. Discard.
Not that
Wow.
card. Discard.
I'm gonna discard
Discard and
you.
that card. Almost like Disney and Daphne.
I'm gonna try this. Walled village. Great, that was useless.
It's like the village, only with a wall.
Ratcatcher. Autoplay
Because you need
apothecary.
those in a walled village. An apothecary. The apothecary is the like cousin of the witch. I'm telling you.
I call her niece Susie. She comes by my shop from time to time. It's the reason why I've got eyes. I mean, I homegrown these, yes.
You moves out the tray and it's like a bunch of eyes and soil and they're growing.
They grow nice in the dark.
One of them blinks.
Oh, that one's formed lids. It's ready to pluck now.
Oh no! I was gonna make a joke about them being ripe, but the blinking is so perfect.
Yeah, if it starts wearing makeup, it reached
It's yeah,
pubescence and then
it's
you
yeah,
need to
it's
be thrown
it's
out.
overripe. Yeah.
Overripe eye. When it falls from the tree and starts going mushy.
No. That's when it starts getting colored contact lenses. I've got up to 7. I can get a mission, a holy mission. No. Um, I will get a treasurer or another distant land. There isn't really. Oh, I can get a gold. Let me get a gold. That's a better buy.
Italian Elon Musk. What the fuck? I
What?
make the rockets.
what
the hell?
He's busy looking at memes in the background, guys. Our conversation isn't stimulating enough for him.
No, it's too stimulating. I need memes to reset. Where was I? My distant lands, like. I make the rockets.
I'm making a car that's not so good and very, very pricey. Hey, wait, what? What just happened there? Oh. Why? How did you get 2 duplicates? Oh, you had multiple actions and multiple duplicates in your hand. That's not fair. I want to be able to do that. Dominic, someone's
now?
out chaining me. I was the master of the multiple action chains.
The master of the chain. That's a metal. Master of the chain sounds like also a good tavern name.
It sounds like a good band name. A metal band.
Master of the chain. Right, should I go in my rat catcher? Yeah, let's go rat catcher. Village? Yeah, let's go village. Warehouse? Yeah, sure, let's go warehouse.
Rat catcher. Rat snatcher. Rat badger. That's
Rat
not a
badger.
thing. Lol,
He'll
do all the things. Yes,
Yeah, look at my
yes.
freaking turn there. Workshop, gain a card costing up to 4. The potions confuse and frighten me, so I'm gonna. I'm just gonna leave them where they are right now. I mean, they're worth 4 treasure.
Yeah, but you couldn't. But only
But
the
it's also a
apothecary
potion.
uses them.
Yeah, only apothecary uses them. So, I think if there was another card that uses potions, sure. Oh, also if I could, if I could, yeah, it's worth 4. I can't buy something with that 4, but with that 4, if I can remodel it, but I don't. There's nothing here that remodels. Or gain. I need a treasurer. I absolutely need a treasurer. So I'm gonna get myself another walled village. I'm gonna play my treasures and buy a treasurer with coppers. What the fuck? The one thing the
Word
apothecary,
village.
the one thing the apothecary does is it freaking
Warehouse.
lets me use my coppers. Good lord.
Confirm discarding.
Yes.
Autoplay treasures.
Welcome
Up to
to the
4.
shop. Welcome to the lab. Let's see what I've got on the slab. No, the lantern isn't for sale. I do sell some stoppers. Some of these are color-coded. Just don't get the colors wrong.
Why? If I'm using the stoppers, can't I decide what the codes mean?
There are standards!
Oh, I get it. So the green ones can hold acid, the red ones can hold lava, the blue ones can hold ice. Wait, lava in a flask.
You need a lead flask for the lava, yes. Although it becomes inert after a while, so you'll have a flask of, well, sediment. The eyes are on special today. We got a good supply of juvenile eyes in.
Someone walks past. Did you hear? The orphanage burned down last week.
Unrelated!
This guy physically looks like he's wearing a bald cap.
He does. He's like trying to hide the fact that he has hair.
I bet he sells. I bet he made this.
A hair growth potion.
Exactly.
It's all a ploy to get him to look like he's got no hair.
it's-
And then when people doubt his hair growth potion, quaff, quaff, quaff. I have hair underneath.
Did you just rip off your scalp? Yes, it grows
That's how
out
the
of my
potion
brain.
works. That's how the potion works. I need to decide what to buy now. Buy now, not later. Might as well get another walled village. It's a good card. I will top deck the one I have in play. It's a nice night for good gaming.
Hey, Zenja! I didn't see your message. Apologies.
That was posted ages ago. I thought it
I
meant
know.
something. I don't know what it means. Sour, please. Sour, please.
I think it's when I went and got drinks.
Oh. Okay. I don't know.
Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Sorry.
Plasma. Zzz.
1.2 million joules. Jeez.
Please define hot.
Fine, hot. What? Ooh. As someone that works in IT, who the bloody hell allowed a variable on a remote workstation to affect a variable on the main server? But anyways,
Yep.
frustrating. Oh, I'm gonna play my apothecary. Workshop can go first. Done ordering, and then I'm going to play my warehouse, and then I'm going to trash hermit and one copper. No, don't trash that. Trash the workshop. Oh, I need to trash the third thing. Yeah, fine. Discard. The hermit is good for me because the hermit brings in some cash. Trash. What does it say?
Are you exploiting hermits?
Maybe. Look, hobo fights are a thing and people pay to see it. I'm just saying. Saying
That's
it's right.
terrible.
It is terrible. It's not something to joke about.
Ignore the apothecary in the background.
That's the apothecary. It is downtime. He arranges hobo fights.
Oh no.
Where did
Oh no.
Where did you
Instead of
think
a
the
shady tavern, it's a
eyes
shady
came from?
apothecary. Just down here, just underneath this trap door, this is where we have the hobo fights.
Nobody talks about hobo fights. First rule of hobo fights.
Oh no.
I don't know. You get down there, the witches in the crowd.
Throwing apples.
apples.
The guy from the fair is the other
Oh,
is the other guy who's
had
like
to bring
the
that motherfucker
apothecary,
back
the
into this.
apothecary and the guy from the fair both have a hobo in the fight. And they're like taking bets to see which hobo will win. Hermit, not hobo. Sorry.
Thank you. We've got a lot of practice.
Yes, we are dungeon masters. We make voices for a living. Or
Yeah,
not
you
a
more than
living.
me. I wish for a living.
For pleasure. That sounds worse.
Welcome to my bedroom.
Oh, no.
would you like a cupcake?
No.
Goes on the pillow.
Hags are amazing to play in.
In D&D, yep, they're a lot of fun to portray. I'm gonna get another distant land. Oh yes, and call duplicate and get 2. And then I'm going to top deck my walled village. Why not?
I
We've
can't
run out of
share
steam.
that. Sorry, I can't share that. It's good, but I can't share it on stream. I'll move on to another
He's
meeting.
being salacious, folks.
I'm being obtuse. Who's tooth? My tooth.
Your choose.
What the hell is this? Who expanded the freaking morality chart?
What moral? Oh, the D&D morality chart.
Here's one that's a grid of 5 by 5. Yeah, 25 options. I'll read them for you in a minute. Hang on. I've got a round to play. First up, we go for the Vault Village. Yes, the Vault Village. With a moat and everything. With an apothecary inside. Yes. Another apothecary comes around. Yes. I've totally lost track of how many hermits I have. You've got a homeless problem. Sorry, that's not something to laugh at. But it's strange to see in this game.
It is.
Where else? Oh, is anyone winning? Okay, Dylan, you're at least winning. Good lord.
Don't shh! I was trying to stealth my way to the win.
This is gonna take forever. I'm in this. Let's do this. Okay, wait. Confirm 3 cards. I'm gonna discard you and discard. Excuse me, you and discard one of you. Yes, confirm discarding. Right. Workshop. No. What I want to do now is treasurer, which does what? Choose one. Trash a treasure card from your hand, or gain a treasure from the trash to your hand, or take a key. Take a key at the start of your turn +1. Ooh, that key looks pretty.
It really is like a D&D choice in a
I'm gonna take a key.
dungeon.
I'm gonna take a key. It's always good to have a key.
Oh, he's gonna take
My deck
the
is
key,
about
folks.
3/4 of the way set up. Jeez.
3/4 of the way. Oh no.
At least you've got a plan. I'm just buying things. Workshop.
I that sounds scary. It sounds like once it's fully complete, we're not gonna beat her. She's just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we've got.
Hey, my
The province in
my
our-
engine worked. I
I
can
don't
buy
have
a
a good rhyme
province.
for 5. What's a good rhyme for 5? Dive.
Live.
Arrive. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4,
So,
5. Hey.
I'm looking
then
at
I
an
arrive.
expanded morality list here. It says, okay,
Uh-huh.
so you know true neutral,
Yes, true neutral. Is
and
the
then
middle,
there's
yes. Contrive, yes.
oh, here we go. Contrive with
That
5.
that
That's-
was that poem was contrived, so yes.
so here it says lawful good crusader.
Mm.
It goes lawful good, social good, neutral good. Wait, hang on, I'm reading this wrong. Good.
He's
Oh, here you go.
reading it wrong.
So it so it goes lawful good, social good, neutral good, rebel good, and chaotic good. And then it's lawful moral, social moral, neutral moral, rebel moral, and chaotic moral. So they add more. They add social and rebel as put to the scale, and then they add there's no longer just good, neutral, and good. Good, neutral, and evil. It's now good, moral, neutral, impure, and evil.
Okay.
And then there's express.
I don't dislike it.
No, this is just like a chart I found online. This is not from any official source.
No, it's not. I imagined as much, but I don't dislike it. But in general alignment,
Alignment's
you
a
can't
guideline.
you can't purely ascribe someone to any alignment because one day someone like a normal person might do something
Okay, hang
truly
on.
evil.
So hang on. Wait. Wait.
Mm.
He's getting around. They're getting around their hermit problem by building multiple walled villages.
Oh,
Did you just construct your own retirement
village.
Look at a duplicate action. Holy crap.
You can't call them hermits, Tom. They're the elderly.
The elderly. Right, where was I? But yeah, you were going on about the alignment chart.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, someone might do something evil one day, at least by someone's standards, because again, evil is also not a universal thing that we can quantify, and good is also not a universal thing that we can quantify. We have good for, or like it's like it's beneficial to society as a whole, or it's detrimental to society as a whole. but that's just society. Cosmically, what is good and evil? Because that's sort of what D&D tries to portray alignments as, is these cosmic forces of good and evil.
Sorry, that was a mosquito. Anyway, carry on.
And I often wonder, that is like a cosmic evil, what would that truly look like? Because entropy and destruction to us might seem evil because it causes death and chaos, but it's just destruction. It's not got any intent behind it. But now the discussion has become very deep.
Very deep. There's what's his
Or at
face?
least it's become semi-deep.
The yeah, I had the same problem the first time I ran a game, right? So my first ever serious DM experience with D&D, specifically with third edition, um, like out the gate, we were just sort of like making shit up as we went along, and we were playing the Thunder Citadel back then. And I've told you before, but it's a story. It's a fun story, so I'll repeat it. And it's not a long story, but essentially the one player was playing a wizard, which was his backstory with just like very like one-liner backstories, almost more like a trope. And this was his backstory is that he, he was a god, but he fell, and he can't really remember anything about that other than some very faint remnants of his power. So that's why he's like level 1, level 2 wizard now. The cleric in the party has got amnesia and still has power, but has no idea who exactly his god is. um, so the internal story we were telling was that, and we only told the cleric years later that the wizard was technically his god. Um, and so we had this day we had this ruling that sometime that whenever the wizard would be unconscious, the cleric's powers don't work.
Okay.
But here's the thing: the god was this quote unquote character. This god was inherently an evil god. The cleric doesn't know this, and because the god he's essentially just pulling from this raw pool of power and doing what he thinks is right. And the cleric is a good cleric. He believes, from his point of view, what he's doing is right and pure. That makes him a good character. By at least from a story perspective. But in truth, if you go by the chart, it wouldn't be.
You may buy, but not
Mission is kind of
cards.
useless when there's no other events. Yeah, true.
Oh, okay. I did not realize this. Okay. I will know from next timing. Top deck. Top
What's on?
deck. Plan your cleanup. Execute. Okay, that was interesting. Well, I tried out a mission. It was interesting. I understand what she's saying. Because it allows you to get another turn, but you can't buy things in that turn unless they are events, and there aren't any other events. Grant.
Grant, yes.
Social or otherwise. I think that I'm gonna call it after this game is done,
Oh
whenever
yeah, no,
it's done,
definitely.
because we have like 10 provinces to go. Because usually that's the metric by which we measure the lengths of these games, is how quickly the provinces get bought.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gonna get rid of this potion. Then I'm gonna use a key.
Okay, he's using the key.
I'm using the key, unlocking the apothecary.
Yes. Look, my hair grows. It's back.
Um, done ordering.
It's all tangled and sweaty.
It's all tangled and sweaty. Is that an invite or?
No.
Alright, let's quickly check here. I need to buy. The World City is kind of the best thing you have. Discord 3 cards. I'm gonna get another hermit. Autoplay treasures. And then I can buy another hermit. Just gonna get hermits. See what happens.
Oh Lord. It's just a forest of homeless people.
Gonna sleep in this
Okay, old
forest. You wake up in
village.
the morning. It's just like, where's the
Old
forest?
village.
They're all sleeping.
Then I'm not going to do
This will
that.
upset a few people. Stargate Galactica, the Dalek Wars.
Oh no.
I'm gonna share this and see if I can get anywhere. The hermits
Fine.
have cabins in the woods. I don't trust any cabins in the woods. Never have,
Yeah.
never will. Too many spiders.
Confirm discarding. That basically got me a net worth of the same amount, I think. But it's fine. It's
You could
fine.
control the universe. This is gloriously broken. I sent a picture for you. That's glorious.
I am waiting for this picture with bated breath.
I sent it on the group.
I see. Okay, let me give this a look.
Oh dear God. Yeah,
TGR.
I yeah. I had this. I have to retell you this story. Last week on was it Friday? I got the gotcha. Okay, I got the key. Got apothecary. Um, apothecary gives me another action. Yes, it does. Where else? No, give me wall done, and then this doesn't give me an action.
The key steal starts.
Mm. And then I'm gonna.
I bought a treasurer like ages ago and haven't had the chance to play it.
What happens when I
Like,
trash? Choose one. Trash a treasure card from your hand, or gain a treasure card from the trash. So it's not. Oh, it's from the trash.
yes.
Oh. Oh no! I want to trash from my hand. That makes more sense. That's so cool, actually. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get province and then go from there. Um. I am in.
My treasures.
Dylan.
What now?
Oh no, there's a different Dylan. I'm on a Star Wars X-wing WhatsApp group for a
Oh,
group
okay,
for a
yes.
group in Johannesburg, and I shared it there. And Dylan on that group said, "I'm in." I have no idea what I just started. This is probably like a Memetico device.
Oh
This
no.
picture, I just probably
I'm in.
activated the sleeper cell somewhere in the far side of the country. Some Rainbow Six level crap over here. I thought the key would.
You
be...
know there are 6 rainbows, right? There's
Come-
like technically up to like 12 and 13 rainbows. Because
What
I
are we?
was
Wait, what?
I went to my stepfather's inaugural like speech. His
Oh, okay, sorry. No, okay,
it-
so we are talking about rainbows. I thought I missed the gear switch. Okay, anyway, carry on.
no. So you know how you can see a double rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Technically, you can get tertiary rainbows, tertiary and quaternary, whatever the no, whatever the word is after tertiary rainbows, but they're behind you. You have to face the sun to see them, and then usually the glare of the sun makes it so that you can't see them. It's weird. And this is all genuine science. I'm not explaining it as well as he did. And then you get in um the non-visible spectrum, you get rainbows as well. So there's like I think up to 12 rainbows at the very least that exist when it rains
Oh, I see. Okay.
because of the scattering of light through the raindrops. There's
Well,
like
to be frank, it probably mattered. The light source matters as well. So.
yeah, I mean it's the light from the sun being scattered by the raindrops, but that's what the I want to call it a dissertation, but it was his inaugural speech, his acceptance speech for getting professorate, and it was about it was about what's the use of rainbows and studying why rainbows form and how they form informed a lot of interesting like things about science and the fact that they form the way they do, and the scattering of light is a very useful metric for measuring things because it is consistent and measurable. So you can measure other things based on the refraction of light through raindrops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
well, I
very
mean,
very cool.
yeah, I mean, I can't speak towards your father's studies, but I mean, that's how they determine the material makeup of distant planets and stars by measuring the wavelengths
Mm.
of the light coming off it. But I am by no means qualified or experienced in the topic to talk about it. My father is a bit more, but I mean, he's just an enthusiast astronomer, not astrologer, luckily.
You're a Capricorn. You will have good luck in finding what you need.
I'm a
What do
Libra.
I need?
You have good luck in finding it. Good luck finding out what you need to find. Runs into the distance, making star noises.
Star noises.
Oh, tea. Earl Grey hot.
Great.
Uh, why is that so funny? Key. Okay,
Uh,
I'm going to play. Why is that so funny?
I don't know. I think it's because you work in IT, and it's like this is what it's like when I do
When
something and
policies
then
aren't
something.
followed and end
Yep.
users request admin rights when they shouldn't have admin rights.
Yep.
Good lord. Anyways, focus. Deep breath. I'm not at work.
Earl
No, I
Grey.
want admin
Hot.
rights because I want to install a cracked version of Photoshop, please. I was like, no. Why not? It's like, stops responding. Corporate IT is a fun experience. This past week was just training. Anyways,
Doesn't sound fun to me, but okay.
look, it's fun at the end of the month because there's a paycheck. So,
Lol,
lol,
you mean it's bad to give people pebcax admin
Pipcats,
rights?
yes. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Pipcac. You know what a pipcac is?
No.
A pipcac it's a fictional term for problem between chair and computer.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. I've lost focus. Hang on, hang on. I need to play a treasurer, and then trash this. Yeah, trash that, and then I need to buy something. I don't know what. A silver. I need to re-up some of my lost
We
coinage.
started something and it started happening with me. Bought that card. And now we've got another thing coming. Na, 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 da, da. Top deck, execute. When I have to resolve multiple cleanups, it feels like I'm like some sort of high up executive. Yes, you will top deck this one and this one. Execute order. Then
Uh,
it. Sorry.
it seems that. What the hell?
Sadzi probably has like schematics and flow charts for all the stuff that she's doing.
Mimetic memory, my dude. Mimetic memory. All I remember is all the bad jokes we're making.
I think this
Aw.
way of the pig is more powerful than we think it is. I don't think we're using it the right way.
Nah. We're fine.
She's gonna like play a turn. She or he, they're going to play a turn, and
Apothecary.
going to buy all the provinces left, and it's just gonna be like,
Then play a hermit. And now it says that she, yeah,
she,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, we're guessing. Look through your discard pile. You may trash a non-treasure.
There's no extra buys. Oh yes,
Trash
unfortunate.
a non-treasure from your hand. I would rather get a madman. I want a madman.
Madman.
Anyway, so I'm
I have a
non-major.
question for you, Dominic. Now, this might be a very easy question or it might be a very difficult question. It
What?
depends on whether you've heard the question before.
You can trash a non. I just want to answer this for myself real quick. You may trash a non-treasure card from it. Discard pile. Oh, trash. Okay. What I want to trash. Um, workshop. Confirm trashing. That was a. And then gain a card up to 3. So I'm gonna go for a silver.
I did
Autoplay
play a
trash.
game where I bought all 12
Cool.
colonies in one turn, but that was once and definitely not with the cards in the set. That's still very impressive.
In one turn,
Yep.
colonies. That's the next one after province, isn't it?
I don't recall. I think so.
Things just fell perfect. Yeah, see, that's the fun thing about the deck builder like this is that you can theoretically end up a cool. Anyway, sorry, you had a question for me, Dylan.
Yes. So, I met on my way to St. Ives. I met a man with 7 wives,
Oh Lord.
and each wife had 7 bags, and each bag had 7 cats, and each cat had 7 kittens. So my question is this: kits, cats, bags, and wives. How many were there going to St. Ives?
It's a multiple of 7.
Mm-hmm.
None. I'm on my way to St. Ives. So 1.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well done.
Yay! I heard I nearly failed that one. But it was I just it was like, oh, it's like the to the power of 7. I don't know how to power of 7. I'm gonna choose another answer. Fuck this, too expensive.
This was a postcard that my stepfather gave me
It's a good riddle.
after
It's
he went to England.
That's awesome.
Because St. Ives is a place in Cornwall.
Nice.
And I nearly did sit and calculate how many things they were going to St. Ives before I read it a second. I think on the third time, actually, I eventually figured it out. I must preface, I got this postcard probably 12 years ago, which would put me solidly in the age range of 12. But I've never forgotten the riddle since then, which I'm very proud of.
Thrashing one apothecary. Yeah, but you've got a good memory for poems in general. I mean, you can recite certain things from memory, which is wonderful for what you need to do. I don't do that. I need my lyrical things written out for me to read from during a
Mm.
game. So yeah. By the way, yeah, I'm again just this week, except for my one cancelled game, but that was the DM cancelled on us. I had a lot of fun with my games this week, all of them.
I'm glad to hear that.
No, but I am. It's just constantly. It's the one. I've got a lot of games, and they're a lot of fun, and the people are fun, and there. I actually need to talk about it tomorrow. But there's someone that might want to join the Sunday game that I'm considering. But I have to get a full buy-in from everyone on the table. I'm at a loss of. I'm just gonna keep buying silver until I can get more money. Because I've got a good combo going, but then I can't buy anything with a goddamn combo. Also, I want to buy the potion. It's so pretty. Look at the potion. It's such pretty art. Anyway, I'm gonna buy that silver. We need. You know what we need in this one? We needed gardens.
The previous one needed gardens, not this one.
No. Remember, gardens go on a multiple of how many cards you have.
Yes, which would have cancelled out the wall.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So the trick to beating a wall is agriculture. That's it.
Maybe.
Well, I'm not saying. Okay, zip, not touching that. What if a 10-foot wall?
Okay, yes.
Sounds
Sounds
valid. What is this, and why are people doing this?
He's again looking at memes, people.
It's a guy running out of a cone in the ground.
A cone in the ground.
Yeah, but who dug a cone in the ground?
And how does a guy fit inside it?
carefully. I don't know. I'm gonna play my key and get my gold. Right. So then I want to get. Where else is the
I've had a
dice?
treasurer since like right near the start, and I haven't been able to play it once. I swear it's like it's vanished from my hand.
You're probably just unlucky with it. I'm gonna get a silver that someone discarded into trash. So I'm gonna autoplay my treasures. And then get myself a province. Yes, 24. I'm leading again. Not yet.
Walled village, autoplay treasures up to 8. Province, top deck.
Bring. I'll keep trashing silver for you. Oh, thanks. I kind of need it. I'm slowly trying to get rid of my coppers.
A walled village, a workshop, a hermit, a rat catcher. So many duplications. He's laughing at memes again, people.
What's a fun little fact about yourself? Someone responds. I turned 11 on the 11th of the 11th of the 11th. Edit. that is the 11th of the 11th of the 11th for the non-Americans. Ah, funny guy. Oh dear lord. Okay, cool. I am going to
That was humorous. And
do
not the
rat
bone.
catcher. Trash that. I'm a rat catch that guy. I'm gonna play a hermit, and then
You do understand that they're people too, not. You can't just send rat catchers after the hermits.
well, you say that. Okay, no, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
I had nothing. I was hoping you'd oppose me. But anyway. Right, so gonna get another silver, autoplay treasures, up to 6, get a gold.
Wait. Oh. Wait. What? How are the distant lands all... never mind. It's fine. Walled village. A duplicate to my tavern mat. Autoplay treasures. Up to 8. Province. Top deck.
I duped them all, sorry.
Pring.
Did you just give
Pringle.
back a madman?
You always give back the madman.
I have
When
no
you
idea how
play
the
him.
madman works.
He returns to the pile.
To the pile of madmen. And in here, we keep the pile of madmen. Opens the door.
I smell my feet.
Uh, we don't go in there often, but it's useful to know where they all are. For some reason, they tend to congregate in one place. How do you feed them? We just throw in some coupons in the top and then let them out in town.
That sounds like a disaster for the town.
Oh no! It's absolutely needed to
Oh,
keep
wait.
the social media engine going, and then
Oh.
you scrolls through 90 little TikToks of
I
customer complaints.
understand. Madman, there's some translation issue. I think that whatever you're translating it from, I think you're misinterpreting the original word. I think you're trying to say Karen.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Yeah, Jesus H.
That might be offensive. So I will withdraw my statement.
Look.
Funny as it may be.
What did I? What did I tell someone at Comic Con? No, I know it's okay. Hey, we didn't know. We didn't know.
We're
I'm
just
gonna play
covering our
footage.
bases.
I'm gonna play. Hey, thank you for the silver out of the trash. Gonna dumpster dive for my coins. Hermits.
The hermit's effects are very on brand for a hermit.
I've got one buy. I'm gonna buy province. There we go.
We're
I am
finally
catching up
drawing.
slowly.
We're finally drawing to the finish line.
There was something I wanted to say now. What did I want to say? My brain, it goes as, oh, no, we let the madmen out into the wild with the coupon codes. You see, it's needed for the social justice warriors to make the TikTok videos full. And you see, like, it scrolls on. Look at the madman! He's yelling at the customer service agent. They come back well. They come back well fed and publicized, and then they are ostracized and cancelled for a month, about 2 months. We keep them here until the hermits return to town.
Okay.
This all sounds like the type of engineering that happens in Brazil. Okay, some clarification. There's a movie called Brazil
Okay.
that's about the dystopian society that kind of works like that.
Okay. Susie just Sadzi, sorry. Just
Multi-actioned everything.
whooped us. Yep. I knew this would happen.
Yup. GG. I'm gonna quickly rat catch or something. Okay, cool. Hermit. Confirm trashing. Zup. Get a
Whenever I read the Distant Lands card, or like when I think of Distant Lands, the Arabian Nights comes to mind, the song. I come from a faraway place where the caravan camels roam.
copyright will come for us soon.
I don't actually think they.
DMCA.
I actually don't think
GMCB.
Arabian Nights is copyrighted to.
They take from your content and give to the creator. It's how it will be.
But I could be wrong.
DMCA. DMCA.
Yeah, I love a singer to get a DM. Yeah. Dutchy gold duplicate.
Yes, Ferratu.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, this is glorious. I'm gonna paste this. Oh, this is just my brain. We shouldn't stream this late. We should start at 7. But I mean, we had a meeting at 7, so.
Yeah.
Copy image link. I'm gonna post it on the Twitch stream. Sorry. Oh no. Wait, how did you not win? Oh, you
Because I didn't buy a province. Also, even if I had bought a province, I wouldn't have won.
Ah, you bastard. Cool. Where else? Top. Confirm discard.
I'm doing my best to just keep up now. She really duplicated her duchies there.
I'll end it for us.
No! No!
As
I
long as
come
you're
in
not winning, I'm
second.
happy.
Ah.
Thank you, Suds. You played us a lot. I mean, you had a really good mechanic in mind off the bat, and you could have, you knew what you were doing, which is cool. I need to go rewatch the stream. Yeah, thank you
It's
for the
a
game as
pleasure.
well. And you're welcome to check in with us from time to time. Right, with that being said, let me just quickly transition over to a hold screen. Hold with voice. I think that, yes, there we go, transition. So yeah, we didn't really do a lot of theory crafting this time around.
After like the first half hour was done, no.
Yeah, I was my brain turned to mush, and I think yours as well.
Yes, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be pushing this onto. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. We need a bit more of a we need a more structured evening to actually post to our Anchor feed. But for now, I'll just post this to Facebook, to YouTube as well. But anyways, thank you to anyone who watched this far, and if you're watching this on repeat, thank you for watching. And yeah, Dylan, anything from your side?
Never have a deck with witches and soothsayers in it.
Okay, fair enough. I'm never trusting a hermit again. Anyways, have a wonderful day, kick. Bye.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye.